of the National Football League.
Jerome Bettis, they call him the Bus. He's the backbone of the #1 rushing offense in the NFL. The 10,000-yard mark was last week's bus stop, becoming just the 14th player to accomplish the feat. Now forever on a list with men like Peyton, Brown, Smith, and Sanders, and others who grace the halls of Canton. Now he too is NFL royalty. Can the Chiefs stop the Bus? It's the National Football League on CBS Sports, week number 5. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs, as two of the most prominent coaches in the league, meet for the first time.
Subway presents Fresh Starts, a salute to the game's early season surprises. Subway, eat fresh. Two teams earned fresh starts with last gasp touchdown passes in week 4. Jake Plummer's pass to Marte Jenkins with 9 seconds left gave the Cardinals a 21-20 upset over the Eagles. Tim Couch's touchdown to Kevin Johnson with just over a minute remaining gave the Browns a 20-16 win over the Chargers and a tie for first place in the AFC Central.
Whoa, whoa, did you bake this bread? Do you have any idea where it came from? No. So, what do you think? Don't you just love the smell of fresh baked cardboard? Subway bakes their bread fresh every day, right, Nancy?
Right, Jim. Subway's got 4 new delicious Subway Selects, like the tasty Southwest Chicken, all in fresh baked gourmet bread.
Once you go fresh, you never go back.
Subway, eat fresh.
Test your football knowledge at Subway. Just upsize your fresh value meal and get one of our 2 32-ounce gridiron trivia cups.
Ideal conditions for today's game, 57 degrees, sunny, and a little bit breezy. Pittsburgh has won the toss. They've elected to receive the football, and the series note. These two teams have split the last 6 games, the 7th consecutive time that the two teams have played here at Arrowhead. Todd Peterson ready to kick it off. Troy Edwards and Hank Poteet back deep for the Steelers. And we're underway from Kansas City. This is Edwards, 2 yards deep in his own end zone. Over the left side with some running room, goes down at the 20. Beisel with the tackle, a return of 22 yards. So that brings on Cordell Stewart, the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. 15 of 24, 151 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And Brent, he hasn't thrown a touchdown yet this season.
And Gus, he's been very erratic early on in games thus far this year. Coach Bill Cowher told us he wants to get him involved running the ball. He thinks he calms down, so look for Cordell in this first series to get out of the pocket a little bit.
First down and 10 from the 20. Out of the offset eye. Whitman and Bettis in the backfield. Play action. Stewart slips and goes down. Eric Hicks with the sack. Only the 2nd sack by a defensive lineman this season.
You're going to see Cordell going on the play action fake, taking a 7-step drop. Good sell, that play action. He's just going to slip down. Those back cleats just gave way. Slid up, turf gave way. And easy sack for Hicks.
Loss of 8 on the play. 2nd down and 18. Here's Stewart rolling out of the pocket, looking. Throws underneath. Plexico Burris with the catch at the 25-yard line. Ray Crockett with the tackle, a gain of 12 yards. The Pittsburgh Steelers offensively up front, Gandy, Faneca. Hardings replaces Dermontti Dawson, the future Hall of Famer at center. Tilsky and Marvell Smith. Backs and receivers. Jerome Bettis went over 10,000 yards last week against Cincinnati. Whitman, Burris, Ward, Mark Bruner, the tight end. All playing for Coach Bill Cowher in his 10th year in Pittsburgh. Our former defensive coordinator here in Kansas City. 3rd and 5 from the 25. Cordell Stewart looking underneath, and it's caught by Amos Sarah. Drops it. It's picked
Well, we didn't have the best angle from up here. It looked like Zeraway took a couple steps with it and was just going ahead. And you got to have 2 feet in possession. There he's got it, 1, 2, and oh, that's clearly that looks like a catch to me. And they're going to challenge, and there's the red flag. That means Dick Vermeil's button wasn't working. They've got that backup red flag to alert the officials. 2 feet in possession, Gus.
1, 2, 3.
That looks like it, and the ball's just sliding out there at the end. And it's ironic, the Steelers have had trouble with the balls. You saw Cordell Stewart last week drop the center exchange 2 or 3 times. These balls are supposed to be wiped down before the game. They kind of have this orange slippery goo on them, and they're supposed to be wiped down. But if you don't wipe them down good enough, they're awful slippery. And Zeraway had some wide open space, was going to clearly get the first down, and the ball just slid right out.
So there's Dick Vermeil in his first year as the head coach here in Kansas City. His team.
There is no challenge on the play. The whistle blew, which killed the play. It's an incompleted forward pass.
And that is a bad call.
And you know what? Although it's a bad call, the official called what he saw, Gus, and when he blows the whistle, there's just no going back. And that's what's tough about this game. When the whistle blows, you do it for protection of the players. But that clearly was a fumble.
Josh Miller punts it away, left-footed punter, end-over-end kick. Larry Parker fields it at the 32, and Parker gets upfield to the 39-yard line, a 43-yard punt and a 5-yard return. And that will bring on Trent Green last week versus Denver, 25 of 40, 285 yards. However, he threw 4 interceptions, all going to Delta O'Neal against the Broncos.
And a big part of that was communication with his wide receivers, and Trent did take some of the blame for that. But new offense, we've had a lot of guys banged up for the receiving core of this Kansas City Chiefs. There's got to be better communication on the field today.
Chiefs start at their own 38, 1st and 10. Priest Holmes is the deep back. Play action, Green looking, stepping, fires, it is caught. Green going down hard in the secondary. A 9-yard gain. Tony Gonzalez with the catch. Green may have hurt his hand. Offensively for Kansas City, let's take a look. Tate, Spears, Wegman, Shields, the Pro Bowler, and Victor Riley. Backs and receivers, Priest Holmes comes from Baltimore. Williams, Marvin Minnis, Derek Alexander playing with a bad back, and the great Tony Gonzalez. 2nd down, 1 yard to go from the 47. Priest Holmes over the left side. Not a lot of room, maybe a yard. Tackled by Jason Gilden. But he did get the first down.
Let's go back to that last play. Here's the hit on Trent Green. Takes a big shot. That's part of being a quarterback and standing in the pocket.
Kendrell Bell, the rookie from Georgia, 2nd-round pick, and Green may have hit his finger on Bell's helmet. 1st and 10 from the 49. Play action. Green setting up deep to the sideline. Incomplete. Snoop Minnis, the intended receiver, the ball thrown a little bit high, but a catchable ball. Defensively for Pittsburgh, last week in their win against Cincinnati, they held Corey Dillon to 64 yards, the only team using the 3-4. Smith having a good year, Clancy and Von Oelhoffen. Great linebackers, Gilden, Holmes, Bell, and Joey Porter. And in the secondary, Chad Scott has 2 picks. Washington with Alexander and Lee Flowers at safety. 2nd and 10 from the 49. First drive of the game for the Chiefs. Alexander in motion, draw play. It's Holmes slicing through the Pittsburgh defense all the way down to the 37. It's a gain of 14. Lee Flowers stops him.
And Dick Vermeil told us they were going to run at these bubbles in the 3-4 defense. You see the fake pass, quick draw right there. You see the big hole inside. Priest Holmes, very shifty, running around, and they're making some cuts. And when you play that 3-4 defense, there's those natural bubbles, Gus, over the guards. Gives those guys some space to get out and get up on the linebackers.
Priest Holmes comes into the game averaging 4.4 yards per carry, gained 14 there. 1st and 10 from the 37. Green again to pass. Looks, Gonzalez, incomplete. And Tony Gonzalez had to climb the ladder for that one. Almost came down with it.
And you're going to see Tony Gonzalez lined up wide out in the slot, and he's going to come inside, and he usually catches this ball. A little high, gets up, but when it hits his hands, he's usually right there. You see Brent Alexander with a shot, and I know Tony felt that coming, but Trent Green's taken some heat thus far at the start of the season, Gus, but he's got to have some consistency from his wide receivers, and of course he's going to get it from Tony Gonzalez, but we saw Snoop Minnis already drop a ball for a 1st down here a couple plays ago.
Last week, Gonzalez 8 catches, 129 yards against the Broncos. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Green again, sets up a screen. Reese Combs, nowhere to go. He is down at midfield. Nicely done by Dwayne Washington. It's a loss of 13 yards.
And that defensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers smelled screen right away. This Kansas City Chiefs team runs a great screen. You're going to see this initial rush, and then all of a sudden they leave Trent Green alone. They run right out to Priest Holmes. You see that Dwayne Washington's out there. The whole defensive line for the Steelers was there right away, so they stopped rushing about midway through that play. They smelled the screen.
Washington in his 8th year out of North Carolina State. 3rd and 20 from the 47. They need to go to the 27 for a 1st down. Green loading up, down the field, incomplete. Threw that one into double coverage. Intended for Derek Alexander, and the Chiefs are forced to punt it away.
Derek Alexander's been a big thorn in the Steelers' side over the years. Has over 18 yards per catch against his Pittsburgh Steelers team. But right there, Trent Green's trying to force it into double coverage. When you see that safety coming across and your receivers are in a deep cross route, you can't throw that ball. That's an interception half the time.
Dan Straczynski stands at the 38. He has not allowed a punt to be returned for positive yards in the last 2 games. This one angled towards the corner, out of bounds. And the referee will begin his walk. And it is down at the 15-yard line. A 32-yard punt. 10:08 to go. 1st half of play. Cordell Stewart on the field. No score from Kansas City.
Whoa, whoa, did you bake this bread? Do you have any idea where it...
$1 million.
Pittsburgh takes over at their own 15. Hines Ward in motion. The pitch. Here's the bus. Getting outside, chopped down after a gain of maybe 1 yard. Donnie Edwards there to usher him out of bounds. Now the Chiefs defensively gave up 300 yards versus Denver last week. Mike Anderson rushed for 155 yards. Hicks, Browning, Ransom, and Dwayne Clemens. The linebackers, Marcus Patton, really strong in the middle with Lou Bush and Donnie Edwards. And in the secondary, it's Crockett on one side, Warfield the other, Woods, and Greg Wesley, one of the great athletes in the league. 2nd down and 8 from the 17. Jerome Bettis over the left side now. Bettis gets his shoulder square and is dropped at the 21 after a gain of 4 yards. Jerome Woods with the stop.
A big part of Jerome Bettis' success this year is tight end Mark Bruner. You're going to watch them run to Bruner's side an awful lot. And the key there is Mark Bruner, as a tight end, has been handling defensive ends across this National Football League and handling them like an offensive tackle. That's been the key for Jerome Bettis to run that off-tackle play following his big tight end.
Jerome Bettis, one of 3 active backs with 10,000 yards. 3rd down and 4 from the 21. Ricky Waters, Emmitt Smith, the others. Underneath, catches made at the 25-yard line. Bobby Shaw hauls it in, the 4th-year man out of California, a gain of 5. And already Cordell Stewart looks a little bit more comfortable, Brent, in the pocket throwing the football.
He really does, Gus, and he made some good throws early. He's made some things happen, got a bad break with Amos Zaraway dropping that ball, had that 3rd down completion. Here you're going to see Bobby Shaw, who does a great job of faking inside and sliding back outside right now, knowing where that 1st down is. Great 3rd down specialist. Bobby Shaw is great in the slot on 3rd down.
1st down and 10 from the 26. Stewart again to pass. Underneath, throws a strike to Hines Ward at the 30-yard line. Always throwing a strike for us at CBS. Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, thank you, Gus. One of Brent's old teammates, Elvis Gerback, drives the Ravens right down the field after Amon Green coughed it up. Touchdown pass to Taylor, 7-0 Ravens. Let's go back to Gus and Brent.
All right, Jim, and Travis Taylor really starting to come on last few weeks.
It's a passing fancy there in Baltimore. And mentioned Elvis Gerback, my old teammate in San Francisco, old Kansas City Chief as well.
Last year, he was the starter right here. 2nd and 5 from the 31. Bettis cuts it back, nowhere to go. Stopped at the 30. Marcus Patton, the middle linebacker, with the stop. But Jerome Bettis, what a great career he's had. Played fullback at Notre Dame. And as we mentioned, 10,000-yard club. Active players, Emmitt Smith. Ricky Waters, he was the surprise.
Yeah, that's right. Ricky's getting some yards. And, you know, Gus, I really think the bus is going to stop in Canton eventually.
3rd down and 6. You're really going out on a limb there from the 30-yard line. Here's Stewart. He's got good wheels. Stewart, can he get around the corner? Oh, he gets hit hard. Picks up the 1st down. Cordell Stewart tackled by Tajee Allen.
Gus, watch Cordell Stewart coming out here and watch his wide receiver, Troy Edwards, coming back and getting a big block. Big block on Derek Ransom, the defensive tackle for the Chiefs. Wide receivers shouldn't smack a guy that hard. You see Cordell Stewart getting up and over. He said, hey, I'm not going to go out of bounds. I'm going to make some things happen running the ball. And that earns you so much respect from your teammates.
He may get a game ball on that hit alone. 1st down and 10 from the 37. Here's Stewart once again. Looking in trouble. Stewart sacked at the 20. Rich Owens. 2nd sack of the game for the Chiefs.
And Gus, that's what you call a coverage sack. Cordell Stewart standing in the pocket. Great coverage from the Chiefs secondary. Cordell's got to know he's got to get rid of this ball. He has time. He sees his receivers are covered. Throw this one away. You see the crossing routes. He's getting ready to throw it. He's got a chance. It's a big sack. It's a lot of yardage to lose right there.
So that makes it 2nd down and 20 from the 27. Owens was recording his 1st sack as a Chief. Here's Stewart rolling out, throwing on the run. It's short and incomplete. Intended for Hines Ward.
How about the season Hines Ward has been having catching the ball for the Steelers?
24 catches, 229 yards, but he's only averaging about 9 yards per catch.
Well, he's been catching those tough routes over the middle, and the Steelers really don't throw the ball that much downfield, so he's going to have a little less yardage per catch than most receivers. But you got to respect Hines Ward being able to battle those 2 first-round wide receivers, Plexico Burris and Troy Edwards, and still have the starting job there.
3rd down and 20. They need to go to the 37 for a 1st down. Stewart to the sideline, Zeraway with the catch, and he's hauled down from behind at the 34. Jerome Woods with the stop. So the Steelers will punt it away with 5:28 to go here in the 1st quarter. Josh Miller, the former Canadian League standout, played with the Baltimore Stallions. And he's at the 18. Back deep, Larry Parker at the 25. Wobbly kick. Parker will get a chance to return it from the 26, straight up the middle. Nicely done by Parker. Gets close to the 40. A return of 11. Mike Schneck, the snapper, with the tackle.
Look at this workmanship.
Could make a lot of lira selling these in New York.
Yeah, look at these prices. These guys don't know what they got.
They're clueless. Try asking the old guy if he can handle a production of 10,000 of these.
No problem, signora.
What's it say?
They have 2 million units warehoused in New Jersey.
New Jersey?
New Jersey. New Jersey.
The right infrastructure can take your business anywhere, even New Jersey.
Bye-bye.
In an instant, everything can change. Yet everywhere you look, the spirit of America is alive. That spirit makes us what we are today and what we will be tomorrow. We at Ford want to celebrate that spirit with the Ford Drives America program to help America move forward with interest-free financing on all new Fords. That's any new Ford car, truck, or SUV, now with interest-free financing. The spirit is alive with America's #1 choice. Ford Drives America.
This is the year your team could go all the way. The 2001 season is just getting started. Support your team all season long with the sideline wedge cap with team logo and 3D embroidered name, and long sleeve Moto Tee with team name and logo on the front and sleeve. Call now 1-866-NFL-GEAR to order your wedge cap and long sleeve Moto Tee direct from the NFL shop. If you want to get in the game, get the gear. That's 1-866-NFL-GEAR.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. The totally redesigned Ford Explorer, only from Ford Outfitters. And by Cellular One. When you need a cell phone, Cellular One is here.
The Nelson Atkins Museum of Art here in Kansas City. No score. First quarter of play, 5 minutes to go. First and 10 from the 39. Here's Trent Green looking downfield. He has Menace! Incomplete. Dwayne Washington made up ground while the ball was in the air. And that ball thrown a little short.
Hey, you know what? Trent Green's got to put some more air on this. He throws it on line. It hits the defensive back right in the back of the head. But Snoop Menace had Washington beat. Got to lay that up, put a little air under it, let your receiver run under it. Trent Green's got a strong arm, just tried to thread it right in there.
Green 2 of 6 so far for -1. Second and 10 from the 39. Priest Holmes. And Holmes chopped down at the 42. Dwayne Washington again. And he has yet to get up. Washington may have taken a blow to the head.
And that's tough when you take a running back low. You know, that those high knees driving into your shoulder or head makes it tough.
We'll take a break. 4:43 to go here in the first quarter. No score.
The new Explorer's 3rd generation at the Ackerman home. We have to get out.
I don't even know where we're going.
It's like a moving couch.
He loves working in the garden.
It's got so much space I could fit a tree in the back.
I like the smoothness of it. I love the way it turns. I'm driving now.
Mom caught our first fish, and though Dad thinks he's the better fisherman.
The 2002 Explorer is better for us because it has more room.
It's part of the family.
So, Dad, where exactly are we going again?
I just thought we'd go for a little walk, you know? Get back to nature, spend a little quality time together. Where'd that come from?
Mom got it from cellular1.com, Dad. Yeah? Oh, hi, Timmy. Tuesday? Yeah, I'm kind of booked Tuesday. How about Wednesday? Wednesday it is. And you were saying, Dad? Oh, just a sec. Yeah? Hold on, Bobby. Hey, Dad, I think we're heading back towards the house.
I know.
Beer is like a natural food product. The fresher it is, the better it tastes. That's why Budweiser has 12 local breweries right here in the United States. So you know our beer will always be fresh.
This Bud's for you. And you and you and you. This Bud's for you.
Survivor has served up some strange meals. Wait till you see what's for dinner Thursday.
You're drinking pure blood.
All new Survivor Africa, CBS Thursday.
It is here that you will witness a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS Sports.
Let's watch Dwayne Washington. Watch him stick his helmet right in there, and Priest Holmes' left knee is going to come right up and smack him right on the helmet, and that is a real big whiplash effect. And Gus, when you play in the league, there's no worse shot that you can take than a knee into the helmet. It just feels brutal.
So Dwayne Washington on his feet. His backup, Deshae Townsend, a 4th-year man out of Alabama. And the Chiefs come back onto the field. Priest Holmes, Brand, has had some success against this Pittsburgh defense. Back in '99, he rushed 18 times for 130 yards. And last year, first game of the season, 27 carries, 119 yards.
They're playing with the Ravens and having 200-yard games the last 2 times he's played the Steelers. So he's feeling pretty good about going against this 3-4 defense.
3rd down and 8 from the 41. They need to go to the 48 for a first down. To the sideline, knocked down. Beautifully done by Chad Scott, closing on the play. Chris Thomas, the intended receiver, and the Chiefs will have to punt.
And Chad Scott knows he should have had that interception. You talk about driving on the ball. Does a great job. Came out of his break just like a wide receiver.
Scott with 5 interceptions last year, has 2 this season. And he's healthy, coming off a healthy year last year. So Hank Poteet, the man out of Pittsburgh, back at the 20. Very dangerous. Straczynski stands at his own 25. Gets it away, and it's a beauty. Poteet at the 10. Poteet dancing. Gets outside. Hank Poteet with a sweet run to the 34. A 50-yard punt and a 24-yard return. Larry Atkins with the tackle, but the Steelers are in good shape.
You have 1 new message.
John, it's Bob. I tried tracking you down everywhere, so I'm leaving this on your cell phone. Look, about your merger meeting this morning, whatever you do, avoid the boardroom. I was talking to maintenance, and they just lacquered the table, and it needs 24 hours to dry. Man, I hope you get this.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages, but with Nextel Direct Connect, the digital two-way radio, you get right through.
When they need to get it fast, count on express mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
He wants hugs.
The United States Postal Service is everywhere, so you can be anywhere.
CBS Thursday, you gotta watch, but what's inside this bag? Maybe even more than CSI can stomach.
Human soup.
An all-new CSI. Then, no other drama takes you inside the CIA like The Agency.
He's targeting the city.
A report of an infectious agent alert.
Anthrax.
There might have been a Dixie cup in a plant.
Could kill thousands. I've informed the White House.
How they work and what they do is more intense than you ever imagined.
I've got the target.
An all-new Agency. CBS Thursdays, a night of TV you gotta watch.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Staples. Staples has everything you need for your business at great low prices. And by your neighborhood 7-Eleven store. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven.
Log on to NFL.com and read what Vinny Testaverde, Junior Seau, Kerry Collins, and other NFL stars had to say in their own words. It's only at NFL.com or AOL keyword.com. 1st and 10 for the Steelers at their own 33. Stewart again the pass, and again he's sacked. 3 sacks on the day. This time it's Eric Hicks and John Browning. And the defensive line with a great push early on. They came into this game with only 1 sack. On that D-line, they have 3 already.
You're going to see the play action fake right here. Jerome Bettis and Cordell coming right back out. And there's penetration, and that's been a key to the Chiefs' defense thus far, versus both the run and the pass. And right now, I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm wondering, why have I tried to throw the ball 9 times and I've only run the bus 4 times? They're getting away from what they do best, and that's Jerome Bettis.
2nd and 21 from the 22. Stewart looking backside, and he throws it over the head of Jerome Bettis. And Bettis getting a little frustrated.
And this Steeler team needs to get the bus on track. And, you know, 3rd and 20, you're not going to go ahead and turn loose the bus. But they've got to go 3, 4, 5 carries in a series, get him going. He talked to us yesterday about, hey, I've been running downhill all year. And when a player talks about running downhill, that means he has momentum. That means bus is in 3rd gear. That means he has 3 or 4 steps before penetration. He hasn't got that today.
3rd down, 21 from the 22. Pittsburgh's 2 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Chris Matama-Afala in the backfield. Stewart to the sideline, throws a dart out of bounds. Not enough for the first down as Hines Ward catches it. but this will give Josh Miller some extra room to punt it away.
Let's watch Hines Ward run that route. Stay down, bend, get over your knees, come back out of it. Nice reverse pivot, going inside out, right to the sideline. And Tajay Allen's in coverage because of the injuries to Ray Crockett.
And William Barty, who has a neck strain. Crockett with the bruised hand. Return questionable for both players. Miller sends it away. Parker toward the sideline, out of bounds. And they spot it at the 22.
In an instant, everything can change. Yet everywhere you look, the spirit of America is alive. That spirit makes us what we are today and what we will be tomorrow. We at Ford want to celebrate that spirit with the Ford Drives America program to help America move forward with interest-free financing on all new Fords. That's any new Ford car, truck, or SUV, now with interest-free financing. The spirit is alive with America's #1 choice. Ford Drives America.
Hey, it's Dark Mountain Roast Coffee. Real robust, full-bodied coffee. Always fresh. As good or better than any coffee house. And it costs less. Dark Mountain Roast Coffee, only at 7-Eleven. Get it while it's hot. It's always hot. Yeah. Oh, thank heaven.
Man, that sandwich was good. Is there another one? We're saving it for Dave.
You can't resist Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with all that bacon and cheddar.
Hey, Dave, why don't you stay out a few more laps?
Okay.
Where's that sandwich?
Gerald, I hope no one ate my lunch.
When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Johnson, I'd like to see some ideas on saving the company money. I'll be back first thing in the morning.
Think.
That's the dumbest.
Drink.
Well, Johnson, Staples. That'll save us a lot of money. You are a genius.
Get extra saving for your business all this month at Staples.
CBS Tuesday. Don't miss the #1 new drama of the season. Attorney Nick Fallon broke the law. Now he'll walk the line between law for profit.
Is this the kind of money you want to represent? Money is money.
And justice for the victims of parental abuse.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
My stepdad is a cop.
The Guardian, all new CBS Tuesday.
Coming next, doubleheader action continues with the Dolphins against the Jets, or Brian Griese and the Broncos take on the Seattle Seahawks. Game 2 next on CBS. Trent Green to pass on first down. To the sideline, Snoop Menace with the catch at the 35. Dwayne Washington back in the game, playing with a neck strain, makes the tackle.
And they're already giving the Snoop call here in Kansas City. And guess I watched Snoop Menace at practice, warm-ups today. I like him. And he's a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes. But I think he's intense. I like the way he runs his routes. He comes back to the ball. You see right there? He's going to be a playmaker in this league.
Coming off a career-high 5 catches for 56 yards against Denver. Third-round pick. Trent Green again. Tony Gonzalez with the catch out of bounds. Right in front of Joey Porter. It's a gain of 8.
And now you see Tony Gonzalez over on the left in the slot. You see they keep moving him around. It's a great job by the Chiefs because when you play the regular tight end position, you get jammed. If you're out wide, there's nobody there to grab you.
No huddle right now being used by the Chiefs. Draw play, Priest Holmes taken down by Kimo von Oelhoffen, the former Cincinnati Bengal. And right now, Dick Vermeil's team really switching it up on Pittsburgh's defense.
And they really want to make
Vermeil.
And coach is excited about getting this offense rolling, and obviously had Trent Green in St. Louis and knows what he can do. And I'm a big believer in Trent Green. I saw him play in Washington, saw him play in St. Louis, and I think he can make it happen. He's got to get the receivers, though. You can't just do it with the tight end. The receivers have to step up and start making plays.
Third down and short. They need a yard. Priest Holmes diving over the pile, picking up the first down. We saw Holmes do that last week against Denver.
And I don't think Priest Holmes gets enough respect in this league. Here's a guy that's had 100-yard games. He's got great vertical ability, as we're going to see right here. Good moves. Just doesn't have that pure breakaway speed that some backs have, and so maybe he's not as recognized. A great savvy, great receiver coming out of the backfield.
So Holmes 5 carries for 22 yards. First down and 10 from the 49. They run the reverse. Parker trying to get outside. The Steelers string it out. And Brent Alexander comes up and delivers a blow.
And I don't think the Steelers defense was full at all in that reverse. Watch the pursuit. Watch the direction. You see Alexander coming there. He's at the top of the screen. Watch him come all the way back. Bang. Get in on that shot. 6 or 7 Steelers over there.
Alexander, former Carolina Panther, played at Tennessee State, was a walk-on in college, went to school on an academic scholarship in computer science. Second down and 13 from the 46. Play action. Green all day to throw the ball deep under the middle. Incomplete. Dwayne Washington right in the hip pocket of Snoop Minnis.
One of the things you have to learn as a rookie wide receiver in this league, you got to cut the guy off, the defensive player, when you're coming across the middle of the field. Snoop Minnis was gaining too much ground. It gave the angle to Washington to come underneath.
And is that about running routes?
It's about running routes. It's making that break flat when you've got that one-on-one move. If you angle it up too much up the field, that defensive back can cut right underneath. And that's one of these things that's going to come. You know, when you're a rookie, you don't know those things.
Third down, 13. They need to go to the 41 for first down. Trent Green looking, throws to the opposite sideline, incomplete. Derek Alexander, the intended receiver, lost his footing, and that would have been a first down. So Green trots off the field, 4 of 11, 21 yards. And here comes the punt team, Dan Straczynski. So Hank Poteet is back deep. His last run, 24 yards. Straczynski. High kick. Poteet from the 9. Loses it. And picks it up at the 5. Dangerous play for the Steelers. They catch a break on a 44-yard Straczynski punt.
And to be able to have the presence of mind to get up after you lose it. He's down on his knees, scrambling, doing the old crab drill that everybody's done since they were in high school. Hank Poteet got some good moves on all 4s right there. And that's just pure effort. And you just don't want the other team to recover and be embarrassed and hurt your team.
Jermaine Williams was right on the ball. So this should be the last play of the quarter. Fans getting up in the end zone. First and 10 for the Steelers at their own 5. Bettis. Flag on the play, and Bettis loses a yard. Eric Hicks.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, number 80 offense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
Plexico Burris.
And that is a big no-no for a wide receiver because you're looking inside. A wide receiver should never, ever be offsides. You should never jump. Plexico's got to know. You go on the snap of the ball. You can't go on the quarterback sound.
And listen to this crowd here at Arrowhead.
And this is the way it used to sound 4 or 5 years ago.
Stewart passing out of his own end zone, finds Burris at the 20 and a first down. Warfield with the tackle, but it's a gain of 17. And that is the end of the first quarter. No score. We'll return to Arrowhead Stadium right after this message.
He claims to be not human, visitor from another planet.
Gilligan's Island, tonight on CBS.
No score, beginning of the second quarter of play. Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Gus Johnson, Brent Jones with you from Arrowhead Stadium. Close to 80,000 in attendance this afternoon.
What I want to know is where's the bus? You got to give him the ball. Part of his greatness is wearing teams down.
I think Mike Mularkey, the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, has a different opinion. First down and 10 from the 19. Stewart, 6 of 9, 59 yards. Here's Jerome Bettis, and Bettis is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Patton, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. So Mike Mularkey, right behind the bar there, the offensive coordinator, replaced Kevin Gilbride. And we talked to Cordell Stewart yesterday. He loves what Coach Mularkey is doing with this offense.
I think all the players like it. He's simplified it. For the receivers, he's made them just think about one or two things. Not a lot of options. The same thing for Cordell. And he's utilizing some of the skills of his players.
2nd and 9 from the 20. Here comes the blitz. Play action. Stewart looks to the sideline. Beautifully thrown ball. Hines Ward out of bounds. First down. I tell you what, Cordell Stewart is pitching the rock today.
He sure is. He's been as accurate as I've seen him, and that's a tough throw. Play action fake, throwing the other across the field sideline. And I was watching Cordell in warm-ups. He's got a strong arm. Look at him going back away. There's only a few guys that can back up and make that throw. That's very Brett Favre-like. You see Favre make that toss all the time. And Hines Ward working back down the sideline. Of course, Cordell's favorite receiver had 24 receptions coming into this game.
First down and 10. 3 catches for Ward, 33 yards from the 34. Bettis running downhill this time, and he carries defenders with him and gets to the 37. Lou Bush with the stop.
And Gus, you're right. He was running downhill that time. And the key is the offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers has to prevent penetration. We've seen a lot of penetration today, both the pass and the run. So when you're talking about running downhill, you need 3 or 4 steps to be getting up in 3rd, 4th gear. That's what Bus means by running downhill. He hasn't had that opportunity.
5 carries, 10 yards for Bettis. 2nd and 6. Stewart, short drop. Looks backside, quarterback keeper. Look at him go. Cordell Stewart into Kansas City territory. And I think Coach Mularkey knows what he's doing.
I think he got mad because you said he didn't want to run the bus. And I think that's one of the great things that Mike Mularkey has brought. He doesn't want the players to fit his system. He wants his system to fit the players. Take advantage of the skills. You see Cordell Stewart, he looks like a great running back right there, cutting in and out. It's a little dangerous to have your quarterback running down the middle of the field, but that's what Cordell Stewart does.
1st and 10 from the 48. Here's the bus. Getting outside. Bettis steps out of bounds at the 40. Big game going on in Green Bay. Here's Jim Nantz in New York.
Well, Gus, for the first time in 8 quarters, the Ravens defense has allowed a touchdown. Favre to Bubba Franks. Franks' 4th touchdown catch in 5 games. 7-7 at the start of the 2nd quarter. Let's go back to Gus and Brett.
And Brett, I have a feeling that is going to be a great game by the time it's over.
That's pure football there in Lambeau Field.
So the Ravens haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 37 straight games. What a defense. 2nd and 3 from the 41. Handoff, Bettis, tiptoeing, gets to the 39. Cleveland Browns are playing extremely well this season. How about it, Jim?
Well, Gus, you know, about a month ago, Cleveland was shopping wide receiver Kevin Johnson around the league to teams like Kansas City. He caught the game winner last week, hauls in Tim Couch's 30-yarder here to give the Browns a 7-3 lead. First minute of the 2nd quarter. Back to Gus and Brett.
What I want to know is why was Cleveland even thinking of getting rid of Kevin Johnson? He has been their main go-to guy since they came back to Cleveland. That would have been crazy.
As a matter of fact, Butch Davis a little upset with Dick Vermeil for discussing the trade in the papers. 3rd down and 1 from the 39. Here's Stewart again. He has the first down. Throws it in the 3rd gear down the sideline, and that is Cordell Stewart football. A gain of 14.
And the key on this quarterback keeper, you got to watch the defense on this side. Watch the end come down. See number 97 there for the Chiefs. Rich Owens gets caught inside. That gives Cordell room to run around that corner and get out into the open field. You've got to keep contained as a defensive end, especially when you're playing a running quarterback.
Last week, rushed for 61 yards against Cincinnati. Has 35 yards rushing on 3 carries so far. 1st and 10 from the 25. Here's Bettis slicing into the heart of the Kansas City defense, and he gets to the 24. So the Steelers with 3 big rushers last week. Amos Zaraway had a good game. And the 153-yard effort from Jerome Bettis.
The trifecta. These guys are making some things happen, and we've yet to see a whole lot of Amos Zaraway, but great changeup back. Got a little herk and jerk and can make some quickness count out there. He's got some great moves and catches the ball in the backfield.
They rushed for 274 yards total and had over 400 yards in offense against Cincinnati. 2nd and 8 from the 23. Stewart looking up top for Burris. Threw that one behind him. Plexico Burris, the 1st-round pick out of Michigan State in his 2nd year, still looking for his 1st touchdown reception as a pro.
And you know what? I actually like what I see in Plexico Burris. I think he made a decent adjustment for that pass right there. You've seen him catch a couple balls, but it's a big leap from Michigan State to the National Football League. And the key for Plexico is to be working hard every day in practice. And look at Cordell Stewart. He knew that Plexico had him. He's got that big wide receiver, 6'6", but Burris has to make some things happen. He's too good physically to not be a dominant receiver in this league.
11th play of the drive that started at the 5. 3rd and 8 from the 23. They need to go to the 15. Here's Stewart to the sideline. Incomplete. Bobby Shaw, the intended receiver, they say he juggled it out of bounds. And that'll bring on Chris Brown.
And watch Greg Wesley coming on at the end of the play, making a diving effort right there to break up that ball. And I don't think Bobby Shaw's feet were in anyway, Gus. I was watching Chris Brown in pregame warm-ups, and he's kicked longer field goals than I've seen anybody in the 3 years I've been announcing. He was doing 57-yarders and driving it into the net.
He kicked a 48-yarder last week against Cincinnati to ice it. This one from 42, it's up and good. And the Steelers get on the board first. 9:49 to go here in the 2nd quarter of play. Pittsburgh up 3-0.
It's Wednesday.
Been a tough day for this guy. Maybe even a tough night.
That's why they call it Arrowhead.
Drive, 12 plays, 72 yards, capped off by the 42-yard field goal. So the Chiefs ready to receive, and this guy came to play. He is ready to root for his team. Jason Belzer now back deep on the kickoff along with Mike Cloud. Belzer to the right, Cloud to the left. Chris Brown sending it away. And this will be Cloud, 5 yards deep, takes a knee. So with 9:42 to go here in the 2nd quarter of play, the Steelers with a little momentum, talking about it on the sideline.
Whoa! I think I caught something.
For the best NFL info on the net, including expert analysis and in-depth team reports, go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL, keyword CBS Sportsline. On 1st down, Priest Holmes with running room, bounces it outside, picks up the 1st down and some. Priest Holmes with a gain of 13. And Dwayne Washington is holding his forearm.
And watch Priest Holmes get outside. Big blocks inside by the tackle and guard. Bounces outside and he's got some speed. And we've seen Priest Holmes have some success today. It's just the Chiefs haven't used him a whole lot. Been going back to the pass. He's got 6 carries for 35 yards already.
And a 1st down at their own 33. Draw play, Holmes once again. Helmets flying. Holmes stacked up shy of the 35. Lee Flowers, the safety, with the tackle after a gain of 2. And Jermaine Williams lost his head for a moment.
Don't you love when helmets fly off?
Oh, yes,
as long as it's not yours, it's great. Watch Williams right there. He's going down and takes his shot.
Kendrell Bell.
Right up under the face mask, and that helmet just lifted right off. Like I said, it's great as long as it's not your helmet that's coming off.
As long as you're standing up here in the broadcast booth. 2nd and 8 from the 35. Play action. Green underneath. Drop. Derek Alexander drops it, and a flag on the play. Earl Holmes called for a late hit. He tried to pull up, but couldn't.
And it's a new emphasis this year in penalties. They want to protect the wide receivers as well as the quarterbacks. They don't want defenseless wide receivers hit. And that's what the officials are discussing right now. And Earl Holmes is saying, hey, wait a second. I'm a linebacker. That's what I get paid to do. We saw Derek Alexander drop that ball coming across, and he's had an Achilles problem, a back problem, but he was the Chiefs' greatest receiver last year. And he's got 2 drops today, and you can just sense that he's not completely healthy.
First foul, unnecessary roughness, number 50 defense, 15 yards, first down.
Now here's Alexander coming across. He doesn't have it right there. Play over, and he had stopped. And, you know, they're just calling it more tightly this year, and they're assuming Alexander's defenseless, and he had stopped. You see Earl Holmes throw up his hands and attempt to
Alexander in motion. Priest Holmes trying to cut it back. Holmes is wrestled down at the 45 for a loss of about 4. Joey Porter along with Lee Flowers.
And I think Joey Porter is excited not only to tackle Priest Holmes in the backfield, but to let the referee know he's being held. He's a little frustrated there. Let's watch 55 coming down the line. You see him right here coming back out. And there's a little hold right on him right before he's making the tackle. And he's holding me. Better be careful. Watch your language.
2nd and 13 from the 47. Play action. Trent Green standing. And he gets drilled. Kendrell Bell has been delivering licks all afternoon. And that time, Trent Green received one. Wow. This rookie is no joke out there.
And that was no joke. You talk about delivering a blow. Left part of the screen. Watch him loop around. 97 right here. Watch this shot. Loops, comes on the stunt. Priest Holmes takes him low. Nice job of keeping your balance. Picture perfect tackle. Helmet right in the chest and drive.
3rd down and 20. Green sets up a screen. Priest Holmes bounces off one tackle and goes down at the 41. And it is physical on the field this afternoon, folks.
And that's the 2nd time today the Chiefs have tried to run that screen pass, and the Steelers have been all over it. I actually think Priest Holmes bounced off Will Shields, one of his own players.
But what a hit by Kendrell Bell, young man from Augusta, Georgia. 39th pick in the 2nd round.
Don't get him low.
Straczynski ready to punt it away. Off the side of his foot, angled toward the corner. Poteet retreats to the 11. Poteet looking, picks his way over the 15 to the 16. Some serious hitting going on here at Arrowhead, led by this man, Bell.
I've been waiting for a day like
.com. From across the nation, young people gather to share their one shining moment, the NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS Sports.
Coming up on the next halftime report, join Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry for all the scores and highlights and the latest NFL news, plus a CBS News update, America on Guard. 1st down and 10 for the Steelers, on top 3-0 over the Chiefs at the 17. Stewart rolling out of the pocket, throwing on the run, under pressure, incomplete. Hines Ward, the intended receiver. Now tonight on 60 Minutes, what kind of men will it take to get our hands on Osama bin Laden? Men just like the ones you'll meet tonight on 60 Minutes. Kansas City, Missouri, home to the Chiefs, and the Steelers faced with 2nd down and 10 from the 17. Kreider and Amos Zaraway in the backfield. Here's Amos Zaraway, changing pace back, cuts, and goes down at the 23. Eric Warfield with the hit, a gain of 6. And talking to Jerome Bettis yesterday, he likes to see a guy like Amos Zaraway in the lineup to give him some rest.
Yeah, the bus actually told us it keeps him more fresh. He thinks Amos is good for the offense, and he's more comfortable taking himself out. He said he used to get tired, come over to the sideline, and take himself out for a play, and he got the death stare from Bill Cowher, like, get back in there.
3rd down and 4 from the 23. They need to go to the 27. Here's Stewart underneath, caught once again at the 32. Marcus Patton with the tackle as Bobby Shaw gains 10 yards.
Mr. 3rd down, and they've got to know on 3rd down, we've got to jam Bobby Shaw. We've got to put maybe 2 guys on him because he is the guy that makes things happen on 3rd down, moves the chains for the Steelers, does a great job in space coming out of the slot, just finding the open hole, and you know Cordell Stewart's going to look for Bobby Shaw.
Cordell Stewart has had a pretty decent first half throwing the ball, 8 of 14, 83 yards. A 1st down at the 33. Play action. Cordell setting up deep, looking. Holy mackerel! Great catch. Jeremy Tooman, rather, at the 22. A 22-yard gain, rather, for Tooman. And what a great play-action fake.
And part of that great play-action fake, Gus, watch the quarterback here. Watch him bend down. Nice job. Stepping back and throwing it all the way across the field. And that is just a tremendous throw, putting the ball right on the money, Cordell Stewart. And you've said it today. He's been more accurate.
1st and 10 from the 44. Zaraway breaks it back with daylight. Dragged down at the 35. Woods with the tackle, but it's a gain of 9.
You know, Amos Zaraway has become much more disciplined in the last couple of years. He used to scatter around, run east to west, side to side. They've really coached him about running north and south. You see him find the hole, get up, bang, go forward. You saw the quickness. He's really become a much more disciplined runner here in the last year.
Played at West Virginia, 3rd round pick. 2nd and 1 from the 35. Zaraway again, this time chopped down to the backfield. May have slipped.
Amos Zaraway, the ball carrier.
Closest man to him, Jerome Woods.
Loss of a yard in the play.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and about 2 from the 36-yard line. He lost a yard. Jerome Bettis. Let's see, I believe he's still on the sideline. Yes, he is.
You know what play we haven't seen thus far today is the Cordell Stewart quarterback draw. We've seen him fake and roll out of the pocket, but we haven't seen that drop back, step up, and run right up the gut.
And he usually runs it out of this formation. This time a pitch to Zaraway, looking for 2. Zaraway, will he get it? No! I don't know. He looks short, about an inch.
Gain of 2 yards on the play. It's 4th and 1.
And it looked like there was a hole there, and Glenn Credrez comes up. Nice job hanging on to Zaraway.
So Bill Cowher will attempt the field goal.
And you see the quick toss right here to Zaraway, following Wayne Gandy. Get up right now, tries to go outside, and it's walled up.
And Brown in to attempt a 53-yarder. And a timeout has been called by the Chiefs. 2:30 to go, first half of play. Pittsburgh up 3-zip.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow, all right?
Lunch is over. Buy a Coors Light?
Sold. Sold? Now that's music to this banker's ears. Listen, I've already offered a lot more than this little bar is worth.
I'm not selling. Build your condos around us.
I don't get it. What makes this dive so special?
This bar's packed every night with people who love their Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light.
Rocky Mountain Cold? Whatever. Hey, move to Colorado. I want this place. Nobody's gonna stop me. Not you or your beer.
Bar towel.
The Duke? ask the questions.
What time is it?
Time for me to leave?
And?
Coors Light's on me.
Here you go.
Okay, I had that coming. Next round's on the Duke.
Like hell it is.
CBS Thursday. And if you thought the new Survivor Africa wasn't wilder, tougher,
water is everything, because without it, you are done like that.
and more treacherous than anything you've ever seen before,
Trust me on this, all right?
You telling this to everyone?
imagine having to pass this test
You're drinking pure blood.
to stay in the game. All new Survivor Africa, CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? And by Wendy's Bacon Mushroom Melt. When you've got to have one, you've got to have one.
4th down and inches, and Bill Cowher has elected to go for it.
When you have the bus, Gus, you got to roll right forward. The obvious play, the bus right now. Watch out, though, for that naked bootleg.
The pitch to Bettis. All kinds of room. Bettis down at the 15 and a flag. It'll be a face mask against Kansas City after a gain of 20. What a play call.
That was a great call. You talk about getting a little option action going.
Hold everything. They call holding against Pittsburgh.
They call that on Hines Ward downfield.
Wow.
Holding, number 86 offense. 10 yards. Repeat 4th down.
Hines Ward.
And let's watch Hines Ward right here engage. If you've got your hands inside, it's not holding. And you see he's got some arm, he's got some shoulder pad right there. I don't know. That's rarely called in the league. That's a cheap holding call. Jerome Bettis, whether he holds or not, clearly has the first down. Great call. It's holding 15 yards downfield. You know what? That's never a hold.
Career long for Brown, 55 yards. It is good. And it was long. Brown with a 55-yard field goal, a career long, and Pittsburgh takes a 6-0 lead. This young man is on fire in his 3rd year out of Nebraska.
55 yards and still got a little net.
2:10 to go in the first half of play. Pittsburgh up 6-0.
CBS Tonight. Don't miss Oscar winner Richard Dreyfuss in the new hit show critics are calling Intelligent, one of TV's true quality dramas, The Education of Max Bickford. Then,
just sit right back and you see a tale of a classic show, and all the stuff behind the scenes that few people know. The scandals, news, and power plays, all will be revealed about Gilligan, and the rest is surviving Gilligan's Isle, tonight on CBS.
So far, the standout in this game is Chris Brown. A 55-yard field goal breaking Gary Anderson's record. And the Steelers lead 6-0. Brown sends it away. Mike Cloud from the 1. Dives ahead, gets to the 20. 21-yard return. Monday on CBS, it's an all-new night of comedy, starting with The King of Queens, followed by Yes Dear. Then it's Monday's #1 comedy, Everybody Loves Raymond, followed by Becker starring Ted Danson, plus an all-new Family Law. It's all here Monday on CBS. 80,000 here to watch the Chiefs down 6-0 with 2:01 to play in the first half.
And I think on this drive, we're going to look for Tony Gonzalez. They got to get him back in the flow of this game.
He lines up in the slot at the top of your screen. And the ball is caught by Williams, who is dropped. Deshae Townsend takes us to the 2-minute warning. Trent Green trying to figure out the Steelers.
Okay, I'm here.
Good. I just wanted to make sure that the new computers are ready to ship.
They're ready.
And they're loaded with the latest operating system?
They're loaded.
Shh. And your store guys are ready to teach people all the stuff they can do?
They're all set.
You know, Ted, you're lucky to have a cow for a best friend. Dogs are so overrated.
Gatorade Fierce, so bold. It's fierce.
Man, that sandwich was good. Is there another one?
We're saving it for Dave.
You can't resist Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with all that bacon and cheddar.
Hey, Dave, why don't you stay out a few more laps?
Okay.
Where's that sandwich?
Here, I hope no one ate my lunch.
When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Hey, it's Dark Mountain Roast Coffee. Real robust, full-body coffee. Always fresh. As good or better than any coffee house. And it costs less. Dark Mountain Roast Coffee, only at 7-Eleven. Get it while it's hot. It's always hot. Yeah.
Oh, thank heaven.
Saturday on the Home Depot SEC football, Travis Stevens leads the Tennessee Volunteers into Tuscaloosa to meet playmaker Freddie Mullins and the Alabama Crimson Tide. The excitement begins with Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman on College Football Today. How about Ole Miss's Eli Manning yesterday beating Alabama? Manning throwing for over 300 yards. That's Peyton Manning's kid brother. Second down and 8. Trent Green under pressure. Steps up, wants the run. Gets to the 30. About 3 yards short of a first down. Clock still running.
And Tony Gonzalez was running free down the middle, one-on-one with Jason Gilden in a 2-deep coverage. And if Trent Green doesn't get pressure, that's a big shot down the middle.
Hurry up offense, Kansas City with 2 timeouts. This one incomplete, intended for Williams. And right now, Green screaming at Snoop Minnis. And that will bring on the punting unit.
And you know what Trent's got to know? You can't rely on a rookie in a crucial situation. You got to look for Tony Gonzalez. He's waiting on Snoop Minnis. It's tough. There's a lot of intricacies you have to know as a wide receiver in pressure situations. You don't want to depend on a rookie.
Standing at the 15. Wobbly kick. Poteet backpedals and goes out of bounds at the 15. A 53-yard punt with 1:18 to go. Here comes Pittsburgh.
55-yard punt.
Now tonight on the CBS Sunday Movie, they weren't TV original survivors, but behind the scenes, Gilligan's Island was no paradise. Find out what went on when the cameras were off. Don't miss the world premiere movie, Surviving Gilligan's Island, tonight on CBS.
You know I won't miss that.
Yeah.
I know more Gilligan's Island trivia than you've ever known.
And I'm proud not to know it.
And I'm proud to know it.
So Stewart faced with 1st and 10 from his own 15. 9 of 15 in the first half for 106 yards. Draw play, Amos Zaraway. Zaraway up to the 19, stopped by Marcus Patton.
And if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, I'm content to go in on the road ahead 6-0. You don't want to try anything dangerous. You have 3 timeouts, but a minute left. The only thing that can hurt you right here is a turnover.
Stewart throws it short, hits Hines Ward right in the chest, and he drops the football. Eric Warfield covering.
Yeah, that's still a little bit of a dangerous pass. And like I said, you're on the road, you're ahead 6-0. You've got momentum on your side. You're inside your own 20. It's not the time to be taking a crack. 1 minute, this isn't necessarily a 2-minute dominant offense that the Steelers have here. They're a little bit out of character, I think.
Plexico Burris splits wide to the top of your screen. Stewart out of the shotgun. Somebody moving up front.
And Gus, the other thing about throwing the ball and having people jump, you stop the clock. So if you don't convert this third down, the Chiefs get it back. With
Ball start, 66 offense. 5 yards, repeat third down.
Alan Faneca. Now coming up on the next halftime report, join Mike, Jim, Randy, and Jerry for all the scores, highlights, and the latest NFL news, plus a CBS News update, America on Guard. Third down and 11 from the 14. They need to go to the 26, maybe the 25 and a half. Four-receiver package. Here's the pitch. Zaraway running to the sideline. And he is tackled at the 21. Glenn Cadrez, the former Bronco, with a one-handed tackle. A gain of 7. And the Chiefs call a timeout with 40 seconds to go.
This is the year your team could go all the way. The 2001 season is just getting started. Support your team all season long with the sideline wedge cap with team logo and 3D embroidered name, and long sleeve moto tee with team name and logo on the front and sleeve. Call now 1-866-NFL-GEAR to order your wedge cap and long sleeve moto tee direct from the NFL shop. If you want to get in the game, get the gear. That's 1-866-NFL-GEAR.
Josh Miller ready to punt, standing at his own 6. Chiefs have one timeout. Larry Parker at the 34, blocked! Blocked! Out of bounds! And it's a safety, and that's what you talked about.
I don't know why they didn't run the clock out. They are not the St. Louis Rams. You're on the road. You're ahead. You have momentum going into halftime, and now the momentum shift back to the home team. That's just bad clock management.
And before the game, we were on the sidelines, and you told me Michael Ricks was going to make a play.
I did say Michael Ricks was going to make a play, but I thought catching the ball from the tight end position. But he came bursting through that line, and the Steelers are lucky that ball kept rolling. That could have easily been a touchdown.
If they get on top of the ball before it rolls out of the end zone, it's a touchdown.
You know, there's just very few teams that run the 2-minute drill with a minute left inside your 20. If you have field position, you're the 35, go ahead and give it a crack, maybe get a field goal out of it. Not on your own 19, and not when you're ahead by 6 on the road. Kansas City's a tough place to play. You don't want to give the momentum shift back to the Chiefs.
Last time the Chiefs blocked the punt, back in the 2000 season when Gracie Walker got one against St. Louis.
Yeah, I wish I could say I knew Michael Ricks was going to block a punt today.
Well, you did say that he was going to make a play when we stood next to him on the sideline before the game.
It's a feel thing.
Free kick from the 20 for the Steelers. Another opportunity for the Chiefs from the 15. And they get it up to the 36. Now with 27 seconds to go, what do you do if you're the Chiefs with one timeout?
Well, we talked about field position. They're on their own 35. Take a couple of cracks. Throw a crossing route, hit Tony Gonzalez on a corner route, out of bounds. Maybe you can get a field goal. Maybe you can go in 6-5 at halftime. They clearly have a much more passing design offense than the Steelers do.
Unable to get anything going here in the first half of play. Trent Green would like nothing more than to put some points on the board right here. Green underneath, it's incomplete. There's your crossing route. What do you read minds or something?
Yeah, I know some guys that used to play.
Incomplete. Gonzalez, the intended receiver.
It still looks like there's some miscommunication, though, between Trent Green and his receivers. And right there with Tony Gonzalez, he kept running, and Trent Green thought he was going to sit down in the zone, and you see the ball thrown behind. Something's not jiving with this Kansas City offense. I'm not sure what it is.
Green again to the sideline. Incomplete. Ball dropped.
Pass is incomplete.
This time, Chris Thomas right in front of Dwayne Washington.
Now, Chris Thomas, I know Chris Thomas knows what he's doing because he's played with Trent Green in Washington. He played with him in St. Louis, and so he knows the offense. He knows what's going on.
Green has thrown the ball 17 times for only 25 yards.
And you know what? If you're Trent Green, you come over from the St. Louis Rams where he had all those weapons, and even Dick Vermeil says, hey, we don't have the same weapons here. But it's tough as a quarterback to adjust, to realize these guys don't know the offense as in depth as your other team used to.
Green again. This time caught out of bounds. And a first down by Chris Thomas.
And you still have 13 seconds, Gus, right here. So you can either use the sideline or run that deep over route. Use the middle of the field because the Steelers are protecting the sidelines. Use that middle of the field and use your timeout and maybe get a field goal out of it.
Kansas City still with one timeout. From the 48. Green again, pumps, underneath, caught by Gonzalez, who goes down at the 42, and they call a timeout with 5 seconds to go.
You know, this would be a 60-yard field goal right there, Gus. Todd Peterson's got a great leg, but that's a little bit far to go ahead and take. 5 seconds left. That's a gamble, too. This might be an opportunity to just throw one up in the end zone, maybe tip it up, maybe Tony Gonzalez getting a ricochet. But it's too tough to go ahead and say, yeah, we're going to try a 60-yard field goal here. The wind, although the wind does look like it's blowing a little left to right.
Do you think you can throw to the sideline, quick pass, and get a little more room?
Yeah, you know, you probably have a shot, depending on the way that clock is run. Of course, we're in Kansas City, so they might just take an extra second. But it looks like they're going to go Big Ben here to the right side. 3 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen.
And Green is going to go for the home run. Fires it into the end zone. Out of bounds. And that is the end of the first half of play. Horrendous effort by the Kansas City offense in the first half. They hear the boos from the fans as Pittsburgh leads it 6-2. Coming up, it's the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station.
Monday.
Welcome back to Kansas City. 6-2 the score at halftime. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones. Steelers played a pretty decent first half, but shot themselves in the foot at the end.
Well, how about that Steeler defense, though, just holding this Kansas City Chiefs offense to just a few yards in the first half. The defense was all over, did a great job of keeping Tony Gonzalez out of the game. Just total domination and total yards in the time of possession. Exactly what they wanted to do. The only mistake they made was trying to go into the 2-minute drill here late in the first half, deep in their own territory, and get a punt block and give the momentum to the Kansas City Chiefs. Watch Michael Ricks out here versus Mike Logan. Just going to go start outside and come right back underneath. Mike Logan probably caught the wrath of Bill Cowher at halftime, number 31. Just an excuse me block. And the Steelers are lucky this wasn't a touchdown. And I think that's going to really swing the momentum to the second half. Chiefs getting the ball right off the top.
Kansas City to receive to start the second half of play. Jason Belzer over to the sideline from inside his own 5. Belzer up the sideline and is downed at the 26. Troy Edwards with the special teams tackle after a return of 23. So Trent Green really struggled in the first half of play. Look at the numbers. Green 8 of 20 for 48 yards. And the Chiefs gave up a first-round pick to get him from St. Louis. And just reading the papers today, Jason Whitlock, one of the columnists here in Kansas City at the Kansas City Star, really went after Green in the paper, and I'm sure that there's a lot of pressure right now on Trent.
Well, he's still trying to run that Ferrari offense. He's only got a V6 under the hood right now.
1st and 10 from the 27. Tony Gonzalez only 3 catches in that first half. Here's Gonzalez at the 30, drags a man to the 34. Tackled on the play by Mike Logan.
And Tony Gonzalez is going to have to get more involved in this offense, and he was open a couple times, but the Steelers got pressure on Trent Green. But Trent's been looking at Snoop Minison. He's been looking outside to Alexander, and the Steelers defensive backs have done a great job in coverage. They've also done a nice job of combo coverage on Tony Gonzalez.
Gained 7 on the last play. 2nd down and 3. Here's Priest Holmes with a lot of running room. 1st down at the 46. Chad Scott chopping him down after a gain of 11.
And I think they need more Priest Holmes right now. You're going to watch him from the high end zone camera coming in, finding the hole. Those are small holes. You see him get small, get a little sideways, get up north and south. And Priest Holmes has done some damage to this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, but he hasn't got enough opportunities. Look at that. 45 yards, 5 yards a carry. Keep it going until they stop him.
1st down at their own 45. Holmes again. Holmes again with running room, and this time he gets into Pittsburgh territory. And right now that offensive line firing off the ball, a gain of 8.
Well, Priest Holmes was the only guy that made anything happen in the first half. Keep giving him the ball. You'll see penetration from Pittsburgh. Should have been 1 or 2 yard loss. You see Priest Holmes keeps his legs turning, turns a little sideways, gets small. Don't give the defender something to tackle. Get 7, 8 yards.
2nd down and 2. Green, short drop to the sideline, picked up. Scott down the sideline. See you later. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
61 yards on the return.
A 61-yard interception return for a touchdown.
And Chad Scott broke on that ball like he was the wide receiver, and I haven't seen the replay yet, but I'll bet Trent Green was staring down Derek Alexander because Chad Scott broke on that thing like a lightning bolt. It wasn't even close. Let's see if Trent Green is looking to that side of the field. You see his eyes following Derek Alexander the whole way. On that out route, you cannot look at the main receiver the whole time against an experienced defensive back like Chad Scott. It's not even close. And you see Trent going back and the pressure on him, and he gets shot right before he throws that ball, takes a shot right up underneath the rib cage. But man, you can, if you're going to throw that square out route, Gus, against a veteran cornerback, you cannot follow him with your eyes the whole time. Trent Green knows that.
Scott, the 3rd straight game he's had an interception, returns this one back 61 yards for a touchdown. Injured player on the field. Pittsburgh up 12-2.
Why don't you?
The NFL's consent is prohibited.
Chiefs right tackle Victor Riley is still on the ground. They brought the cart onto the field. Riley in his 4th year out of Auburn. Here's what happened. Joey Porter with a lot of pressure on the interception.
And watch Porter come underneath right here. He's coming from the outside. It's a little step outside and comes back underneath. And when there's pressure on the quarterback and Porter's causing it, watch the play develop and watch the right tackle Riley, and he gets pushed right back into the pile right there, and his knee gets bent over and his right ankle stays in the ground. And that's just a tough spot for the tackle to be in, and you just pray that it's not his ankle knee, but I'm sure right now it's one of those. We just hope it's not too serious.
And the interception by Chad Scott, rather by Chad Scott, and he gets in the end zone, and he's had an amazing start to his season. Against Buffalo, he returned one 62 yards. Against Cincinnati, he intercepted one and ran it back 26 yards. So 3 interceptions for 149 yards for Scott.
Those are Pro Bowl numbers right there.
Those are.
And we talked about the story of the first half being the Pittsburgh secondary, just blanket coverage on the Chiefs receivers. And now they've come up with a big play, put some points on the board. And they're just baffling this Chiefs offense.
And Scott has battled knee injuries his career, but last season was the first injury-free season he had. Had 5 interceptions, 3 already this year. So Riley being taken off.
And as an offensive lineman, you don't even know that there's a pile right there. You're just doing your job, and all of a sudden your ankle and knee are caught, and you're bent over a pile. Every lineman's worst nightmare when you're pass blocking. Hopefully Victor Riley's okay.
Now Brown in to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. The Steelers take a 13-2 lead. 61-yard return by this man, Scott.
Miraculously, a phone call.
I just want to tell you.
Pittsburgh sends it away. Jason Belzer might Cloud back deep. This is Cloud 1 yard deep in his own end zone. Cloud with running room breaks it up and is tackled from behind at the 30. Hank Poteet with the special teams tackle after a return of 30. For the best NFL info on the net, including expert analysis and in-depth team reports, go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL, keyword CBS Sportsline.
Willie Jones coming in for Victor Riley, number 73. And he's going to have his hands full over on the other side of the ball with Aaron Smith.
And Riley has an ankle sprain. His return is doubtful. 1st and 10 from the 29. Green to pass once again on 1st down. Under pressure, goes down. Jason Gilden. 2nd sack of the year.
And coming right over that right side where Willie Jones is in for Victor Riley. See the Steelers going right at him right now. And we talked to Jason Gilden yesterday, and he said this Steeler defense is ready to play. You see him coming right around, held up for just a second, just slamming Trent Green to the ground.
Right now the offense sputtering for Kansas City. 2nd down and 13 from the 26. Green again. Underneath. Caught. Nicely done. Michael Ricks. Over the middle, a gain of 23 and a 1st down. Earl Holmes with the stop.
And we talked about Michael Ricks earlier, blocking the punt. Was a wide receiver with the San Diego Chargers. Just a big guy, maybe just not quite the burst you need at wide receiver. Moved him into tight end, and I think he can be an effective playmaker for this Kansas City Chiefs offense. Great compliment to Tony Gonzalez.
2nd round pick. 1st and 10 from the 49. Green. Gonzalez at the 40. Drop, but picks up a 1st down after a gain of 11. Now let's go to New York and Jim Nance.
Gus, I want to show you what happened right before the half at Lambeau Field. Favre for the 2nd time today with a touchdown pass. It goes to Antonio Freeman. There you see it, 2 seconds before the intermission to put the Packers up 10. They're just starting the 3rd quarter in Green Bay. Let's go back to you.
All right, Jim. Brett Favre, so athletic, so much fun to watch on the football field. 1st and 10 from the 40. Priest Holmes bottled up and dropped at the 41. Lee Flowers in on the play. So what does this Kansas City team have to do to get their engine revved up on offense?
Well, really the only success they've had today is thrown to the tight ends. Gonzalez, and we saw Ricks come up with that big play last time. I'd keep working the tight ends. Work them until these guys on the outside get open, because the Steelers know you've got to throw the ball, and they've got some veteran corners out there. It's going to be tough to complete the balls outside.
Gonzalez lines up in the slot at the top of your screen. Here comes Alexander in motion. Green under pressure. Green is sacked again. 97, Kendrell Bell, 2nd sack of the day for the rookie. 3rd for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What an impressive player Bell's been for the Steelers thus far today. Watch him come up from the middle linebackers. Little delayed blitz coming in. Didn't show blitz initially. Gets right in. Look at that blow that he delivers. Marcus Spears. That's called leverage. That's getting low and delivering a blow. Knock your offensive lineman back into the quarterback and jump on top of him.
Makes it 3rd and 17 from the 47. They need to go to the 30 for a first down. Green standing to the sideline. Caught! Not a first down, however, as Thomas makes the grab, covering Dwayne Washington. A gain of 8.
Well, Chris Thomas does a nice job of staying with this ball, but boy, that is dangerous. And we talked about how tough it's going to be to complete the ball to the sideline. Washington was thinking, I'm going to grab that and jet down the sidelines. That's a tough throw.
And right now, blood in the water for the Steelers defense. Straczynski will punt it from about his 47. Poteet standing inside the 10. Low snap, handled. He's angling it towards the far corner. Poteet with the fair catch signal at the 11. A 27-yard punt, and the Steelers defense came to play today.
No matter who you are or what you're into, isn't it nice to know you'll be accepted?
That's why the Redskins' biggest fans, the Hogettes, make sure to bring their Visa cards to the Forecast Boutique. Visa, the official card of the NFL.
Do I look fat in this dress? Yes.
Whoa, whoa, did you bake this bread? Do you have any idea where it came from?
No.
So, what do you think? Don't you just love the smell of fresh baked cardboard?
Subway bakes their bread fresh every day, right, Nancy?
Right, Jim. Subway's got 4 new delicious Subway Selects, like the tasty Southwest chicken, all on fresh baked gourmet bread.
Once you go fresh, you never go back.
Subway, eat fresh!
Test your football knowledge at Subway. Just upsize your fresh value meal and get one of our 2 32-ounce Gridiron Trivia Cups.
Sunday, Jim. Comfortable, spacious, magnetic. The Civic from Honda.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
The world's greatest golfers will claim history as their own. The PGA Tour is on CBS Sports.
Follow all the games on NFL.com, and after the games, get in-depth analysis and recaps from the experts only at NFL.com or AOL, keyword NFL.com. 1st and 10 for the Steelers at their own 11. Hines Ward, the motion man. They hand it off to the bus straight ahead, and he powers his way to the 14. Eric Hicks threw himself under the chariot.
And now this is Pittsburgh Steeler time to chew the clock. A lot of bus. Cordell maybe on a quarterback draw or rollout. Take no chances. Part of the success of this team the last couple of weeks has been Cordell Stewart not forcing balls into double coverage. Hasn't thrown an interception for 2 games. That's the key.
2nd and 7 at the 14. Stewart to the sideline. Burris, nice grab, turns it upfield and gets out of bounds at the 24. Plexico Burris having a very solid game. A gain of 10 on that play.
And he's shown me something, but when you're a rookie, you come into the game, or he's a second-year guy, you come into the game with 7 catches. He's got 3 today, and that's a nice move. But you know what? Get the ball, drop it, run back to the huddle. You don't need to trash talk the defense. You haven't done anything in this league yet. Make the plays, prove yourself, then you can trash talk if you want.
1st down and 10 from the 24. Here's Stewart, short drop over the middle, caught. Little dump off. Bruner with the reception.
And that's a guy that's underutilized in this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Mark Bruner can catch the ball. He is by far the best blocking tight end in the National Football League. You just asked the bus. He's the difference maker on this offensive line, but he also is versatile enough to be able to catch the ball. He's got soft hands, can make some moves, pretty quick for a big man. It'd be great for Cordell Stewart to have another outlet over the middle. Be great to get him out on some more routes.
You're not saying that because you played tight end. Right?
Well, maybe a little bit, but
all right.
Geez,
Just want to keep you honest.
I'm just, well, hey, you're right.
2nd and 4 from the 30. The pitch, Bettis. And Bettis. Up to the 40, but a flag on the play.
And I think they're calling a hold on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had that bunch formation to left side of their line. A lot of bodies flying around inside.
And it may be Hines Ward once again. He was engaged with Jerome Woods in the backfield.
Number 84 offense, 10 yards, repeat 2nd down.
They call it on Tooman. But look at this.
And that's Hines Ward, and that's just a berry block. And you love that from your wide receiver. And I love Hines Ward. The way he plays, he's blue collar. He's getting a little bit of action all the way. And when you're laying on top of a guy, you can say whatever you want. And he just buried him.
Pancaked him. 2nd and 14 from the 20. They need to go to the 34 for a 1st down. Stewart, straight drop, sets up a screen, has Bettis. And Bettis spins and gets down to the 25. A gain of 5 yards on the play. Warfield with the tackle. 6:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And the defense has been the story for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The big play, Chad Scott returning one 61 yards for a touchdown. Chris Brown has a 55-yard field goal, a career-long, ties a franchise record set by Gary Anderson. 3rd down and 9 from the 25. They need to go to the 34. Out of the gun. To the sideline, incomplete. Ball may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage, intended for Hines Ward.
And that was a big series of downs for the Kansas City defense. Get off the field, don't let the Steelers chew too much clock. And now, conversely, this is going to be a big series for their offense. They've got to get some momentum back. They've got to make something happen.
And the last time Josh Miller was on the field, he had a punt block, only his 2nd block punt in 389 attempts. And he gets off a good one. Parker all the way back to the 15. And he is taken down at the 26. Amos Zaraway on special teams. A 59-yard punt, 10-yard return. Here comes Trent Green.
The Accord V6 from Honda, designed to give the driver total control. At least that was the original idea.
Hey, it's Dark Mountain Roast Coffee. Real robust, full-body coffee. Always fresh. As good or better than any coffee house. And it costs less. Dark Mountain Roast Coffee, only at 7-Eleven. Get it while it's hot. It's always hot. Yeah.
All day, Kevin.
CBS Thursday. And if you thought the new Survivor Africa wasn't wilder, tougher,
water is everything, because without it, you are done like that.
and more treacherous than anything you've ever seen before.
Trust me on this, all right?
Are you telling this to everyone?
Imagine having to pass this test.
You're drinking pure blood.
To stay in the game. All new Survivor Africa, CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement. And by the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
Old Glory flying high here in Kansas City. First down and 10 for the Chiefs at their own 28. Inside handoff. And this is Priest Holmes getting up to the 33. Earl Holmes with the stop. Tonight on CBS, don't miss Oscar winner Richard Dreyfuss in the new hit show the critics are calling engaging and intelligent, and one of TV's true quality dramas. Don't miss The Education of Max Bickford tonight after 60 Minutes on CBS. And for the Kansas City offense, the deepest they've gone into Pittsburgh territory is the Pittsburgh 38 today. They've crossed the 50 3 times. 2nd and 5. Play action, Green. Short roll, looking for the home run ball. It is broken up. Lee Flowers. Green throwing it in double coverage. Goes down hard in the backfield.
And was that Kendrell Bell again? You talk about a rookie being a force, and that's a near interception. Lee Flowers going for the ball, looking like a wide receiver, thinking he should have had it. But look at the shot Trent Green takes. Kendrell Bell, he is picture perfect on his tackling technique. Arms wrapped, helmet in, right under the chest. Wow. That has got to hurt.
Makes it 3rd down and 5 from the 33. And a whistle. Kendrell Bell.
Delay game, offense, 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
Chiefs aren't helping themselves right now.
And there's just no excuse for that, especially at home. No crowd noise, and you're already in disarray.
And speaking of Kendrell Bell, he's the first rookie inside linebacker to start for Pittsburgh since Jack Lambert back in 1974 versus the Colts. So that tells you how good this young man is.
And it tells you how good the Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers are, because they're the only team in the league still running the 3-4. And that's because Bill Cowher told us, because our linebackers are our strength. So we want as many on the field as we can have.
They need to go to the 37, 3rd and 10. Green under pressure, loads up once again. Incomplete. Snoop Menace, the intended receiver. And the Kansas City team is struggling on offense, but you got to be patient with these guys and with this offense and with these new and young players.
Well, you still have 4.5 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. You've had Priest Holmes probably be your most successful offensive player. Get him more involved. Maybe get him involved in the passing game, maybe a draw. Still haven't seen Tony Gonzalez over the middle of the field. You can't just throw it up down the sideline and pray for a catch.
Straczynski, wobbly kick. Poteet over to the sideline. And muffs it out of bounds at the 32. A 42-yard punt. So with 4:26 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play, Pittsburgh's offense takes the field again with the lead.
I'll get this. Oh, a platinum card. There's always a catch. Low rates that explode. Hidden fees. It's highway robbery.
Actually, I have a Capital One Platinum card.
Get a new Capital One Platinum card with a 9.9% fixed rate that starts low and stays low, plus no balance transfer fees.
What's in your wallet?
Discover the most amazing digital music and video with the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
Once again, Lowe's is improving home improvement. Only Lowe's has the new Cielo tub by Whirlpool with 8 jets that soothe your entire body. Lowe's has everything for your bathroom, from color sinks to Moen faucets to beautiful Italian tiles. So you can give your family the bathroom they've always wanted. And Lowe's promises the lowest possible prices, every day guaranteed. Now that's improving home improvement.
Spend $250 on your Lowe's card and get 0 payments, 0 finance charges until April 2002.
9,000 miles from home, a U.S. embassy is about to fall.
The consulate is now under attack. Attack?
And one JAG officer will become a hero.
Take it easy, we're gonna get you out of here.
An unforgettable new JAG, CBS Tuesday.
13-2 Pittsburgh, trying to go to 3-1 on the season. 1st and 10 for Cordell Stewart at his own 32-yard line. They hand it off to the bus, and he breaks it big. Bettis over the 45, up to the 47. Woods with the tackle. A gain of 16.
Bus on the quick hitter. Let's watch ground level. Harting's good block right there. Tilsky, look at that inside seal. Marvell Smith. And you see the bus. Look at that little juke move outside. That's what he hasn't been able to do the last couple of years. He said he's been dragging that leg. And he's finally got that knee healthy. And when he has both those legs pumping, watch out for the bus.
11 carries, 42 yards. 1st down at the 48. Here's Stewart rolling out. And he gets inside Kansas City territory. He's going to have to start getting down. Sliding a little bit, Cordell.
He doesn't like doing that.
Always getting down in New York, Jim Nance.
All right, Gus, up at New England, LaDainian Tomlinson scored for the Chargers to put him ahead, but Tom Brady 5 for 5 on the drive, coming right back, and Antoine Smith manages the final yard to regain the lead for the Patriots' 3rd quarter. Let's go back to Gus and Brett.
We saw New England a couple of weeks ago just crush the Indianapolis Colts. Tom Brady in his first career start for Drew Bledsoe.
And then we saw him last week get crushed by the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, we did.
Jekyll and Hyde team there.
2nd and 6 from the 48. Stewart looking for the deep ball. Plexico Burris. Incomplete. Threw it behind him. So Jim Nance is a busy man in New York. Let's go to him once again.
All right, let's give you an update now on the Bengals and Browns. And it's Cincinnati's Kitna to Darnay Scott, and they have added a field goal to lead at 13-7 3rd quarter. Back to you, Gus.
Cincinnati with 2 wins on the season and a healthy Darnay Scott. Remember, he sat out all last year because of the broken leg. And he's the big play receiver on that Bengals team.
And you think that's a big game for the Cleveland Browns? Ravens are losing to the Packers. Dare we say if the Browns can win, they'll be in 1st place in the Central.
3rd and 6 from the 48. They're 5 of 11 on 3rd down conversions. The screen, Zaraway, 1st down and some. Amos Zaraway dragged down by Donnie Edwards after a gain of 12.
An offensive coordinator for the Steelers, Mike Mularkey's done a great job of using all his weapons today. Take advantage of the strengths. Watch Zaraway right here come out, set up to block, and then just slide right into the backfield. Great fake by Zaraway. That sells the screen. Look at the lineman all downfield, getting a hat on somebody. That's the key. Done a great job mixing it up. And Gus, ever since you criticized him for not running the bus enough.
I criticized him. That was you. What are you talking about?
Me. I can't believe you. I've never criticized a tight end.
You have selective amnesia. 1st down at 10 from the 38. Here's the bus. Rumbling. Watch out. Whoa! What a play! Bettis high hurdling at 255 pounds.
And look at him spring up, bounce around, and say, this bus can get some air.
A flying bus.
There you go. And we talked about Mark Bruner. Look at that. Seals the inside. There's the hole. Bang. Here's Jerome Bettis. You stay low on Jerome, he's going to hurdle you. Watch this. Number 2.
A 30-yard gain.
And that man is rumbling. And he told us this knee is healthy. He's picking up both those knees right now, bouncing downfield.
And they're in bus territory. 72 yards rushing for Bettis. Here he is again. He gets close to the 5, make it the 4. Greg Wesley. And right now, as you talked about early in the game, Bettis starting to wear out this Kansas City defense.
And that's what Jerome Bettis does here. He just keeps pounding and pounding and pounding. And the Steelers right now inside the 5, Gus. You know what? Plexico Burress hasn't caught a touchdown pass in his career. He's your starting wide receiver. You got to pump up his confidence. Give him a couple cracks right here. Give the young man some confidence. Get the ball in his hands.
Lines up at the top of your screen. There's Ward in motion. Stewart to Ward. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Nicely done. And that is the first touchdown pass of the season for Cordell Stewart and the Pittsburgh Steelers offense.
Fantastic effort by Hines Ward. It's all desire when you catch the ball with your back to the end zone. Watch him run it out in the flat. Your back's there. Here comes the defensive back, and you see him lean back and just run right over him, fall into the end zone.
And they're heading for the exits here in Kansas City. Extra point up. Good. 52 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Bill Cowher is still fired up. And Bill Cowher told us yesterday that his team was excited about the possibility of going to 3-1 because they feel, and he feels, that teams around the league don't think that the Steelers are a good football team.
And we had them at the end of the year last year. They started slow, 0-3, finished 9-7, and we said we thought the Steelers were going to be a playoff team this year. So he was happy to see us. Now let's go back to the touchdown, Gus. Just Hines Ward running just a little flat route. Cordell Stewart, nice job putting it in there and bouncing forward. And we were talking about Bill Cowher being excited. This Steelers team's excited. And you know what? They have a playoff defense. And they have a playoff running back. And this guy right there, Hines Ward, he's a playoff wide receiver. And Cordell has been in the playoffs. If he plays efficiently like he has today, doesn't force the ball, continues to run and stays healthy, this Pittsburgh Steelers team, like you said, Gus, will be in the playoffs.
And how about this man, Mike Mularkey? What a great game he's called today.
Ever since those few plays in the first quarter when he forgot to get bust the ball.
Yeah.
He was listening to us.
According to me. No, don't include me in it.
I just said, I didn't call him out.
Don't say
I just said the bus. I said, where's the bus? The bus was hiding.
So Cordell Stewart, 14 of 23, 143 yards and a touchdown.
And Gus, you know what else? The Steelers play their last 7 of 11 games at home at the new Heinz Field. That's going to be a significant advantage down the stretch.
Brown sends it away. Mike Cloud lets it take a bounce and go out of bounds. So Kansas City will have it at the 40-yard line. Now here's a question. The AFC Central race is one of the league's best. Which team will win the division? Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Jaguars, Steelers, or Tennessee?
Well, your pick, Tennessee's not going to make it.
What are you talking about? I didn't pick Tennessee.
Baltimore is going to be there at the end, but Pittsburgh's going to be right there challenging. How about Cleveland Browns? They've got to be the surprise team of this young season.
Well, you didn't answer the question. Who's going to be there? Who's going to win it?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to pick the Steelers.
Take that. You're terrible.
No, I'm going to pick them.
Then next week when we do Cleveland, you're going to pick Cleveland.
Well, they play Baltimore. I might pick them both.
First down and 10 at the 40. Underneath, it's a completion. At the 45, reception made by Chris Thomas, tackled by Jason Gilden. And for the Chiefs offense, this is the best starting field position of the day at their own 40-yard line, courtesy of Chris Brown kicking it out of bounds. (20-2), Pittsburgh. Priest Holmes gets outside, burst of speed, goes down at the 35. Lee Flowers wrestling him down after a gain of 20. So still a lot of time remaining in this football game. And that takes us to the end of the quarter. Flowers is down on the sideline. We'll return to Arrowhead Stadium right after this word from your local station.
What kind of men will it take to get our hands on Osama bin Laden? Men just like the ones you'll meet tonight on 60 Minutes.
PSI, Thursday on CBS. It's all here.
Freedom should be accessible to everyone. That's why you can now get 0% financing on Jeep Grand Cherokee and Jeep Wrangler. And if you buy now, you'll make no monthly payments for 90 days. And while you can't put a price on freedom, you have to admit it's a pretty good deal. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
What comes to mind when you think of most fast food? Well, Arby's is changing that. Introducing Arby's Market Fresh Chicken Caesar. It's unlike any other fast food sandwich, with thick sliced honey wheat bread, soft and fresh, slow roasted chicken, and a bold, tangy Caesar sauce. You love it on salads. Now see what it does for a sandwich. Arby's new Market Fresh Chicken Caesar, made fresh to order. It'll change the way you think about fast food for good.
No boundaries, no problem. Ford has an SUV for any lifestyle. And now's the perfect time to get the SUV that's perfect for you. Get 0.0% financing on the #1 selling sport utility in the world, Ford Explorer. Now with a lower, wider stance for a smoother ride. Or get 0.0 financing or up to $2,000 cash back on Ford Expedition with its double 5-star front crash test rating and #1 in initial quality by J.D. Power. If you want to go anywhere, there's only one place to start, your Oklahoma Ford dealer. Watch the Oklahoma Sports Blitz tonight after the late news.
14 points for the Steelers in the third quarter of play. They lead the Chiefs 20-2. And right now, Kansas City, this is the deepest the Chiefs have been in Pittsburgh territory today at the 35-yard line. First down and 10. Green rolling out of the pocket, throws, incomplete. Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones, you have to be impressed with the way Pittsburgh has played, not only on the defensive side because they're used to playing great defense, but some of the play calls have been excellent today for the Steelers.
And I love the way Mike Mularkey has utilized his different weapons. Jerome Bettis, that's the obvious one. Plexico Burris has caught some balls. Hines Ward, of course, is going to. Of course, Amos Zaraway been getting the ball. There's a couple screen passes, change of direction with running backs. I mean, they've done it all. They've had everybody involved. And Cordell Stewart, of course, running the ball as well as passing. And Cordell doesn't get enough credit when he's accurate, and he's delivered the ball right on the numbers today. That's what you need.
Cordell has rushed 4 times for 39 yards. Right now, Kansas City in good shape at the Pittsburgh 30. Green, play fake, steps up, in trouble, goes down once again. Aaron Smith. 4th sack of the day for the Steelers. Smith with his 4th sack of the year. And it equals his numbers from last year.
Watch Aaron Smith, left defensive end. In the 3-4, defensive ends are supposed to play 2-gap, don't get a lot of sacks. You watch that. Jumps over Priest Holmes. The big man. Versatility. You see, he saw Jerome Bettis do it, and he said, hey, if Jerome can do it, I can do it too.
3rd-year man out of Northern Colorado. 2nd and 9. Holmes stumbling forward. Stopped by Aaron Smith. And right now, Coach Mularkey can take a break, but he's had the brain working today.
You fired him up there in the first quarter.
And look at the numbers today.
And those are the things that you have to do. Take advantage of what your guys do well, and I think Mike Mularkey has done that. He hasn't tried to structure his players to his offense, his style. He's done the reverse. He's gone ahead and structured his offense to his players' strengths. And that's what you got to do in this league.
Chiefs call timeout. 13:48 to go, 4th quarter of play. Pittsburgh up big.
The day has ended. Amber blends to twilight blue. The world softens a bit around the edges. You release all the cares of the day, and nothing else in the world matters. Bella Sera Pinot Grigio. It's going to be a beautiful evening. Or as they say in Italian, it's going to be a bella sera.
I mean, why go to college? Have you thought about joining a cult? You know, you don't pay any taxes.
Gross incompetence at work. Another side effect of hunger. We recommend Snickers. Packed with peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. Snickers. Don't let hunger happen to you.
A chunky quarterback moment. Donovan McNabb's mom served him Campbell's chunky beef with country vegetables. Now with more lean beef. Filled up right by beefy chunky soup, Donovan took on beefy linebackers.
You have one new message.
John, it's Bob. I tried tracking you down everywhere, so I'm leaving this on your cell phone. Look, about your merger meeting this morning, whatever you do, avoid the boardroom. I was talking to maintenance, and they just lacquered the table, and it needs 24 hours to dry. Man, I hope you get this.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages, but with Nextel Direct Connect, the digital two-way radio, you get right through.
Gilligan's Island was America's favorite escape, but behind the scenes was no paradise.
I was told this was my show.
A world premiere movie, Surviving Gilligan's Island, CBS tonight.
When Ray loses his wedding ring, the ladies take notice, especially his wife. What are you doing?
Helping you unpack.
And all new Raymond, CBS Monday.
Pittsburgh 20, Kansas City 2. 13:48 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. 3rd down and 8 for Kansas City at the Pittsburgh 33-yard line. They need to go to the 25. Green on the blitz. Dumps it off to Holmes. Cuts it back. Looking for the first down. He won't get it. He is maybe a yard short.
And 4th and 1, Gus, you got to go for it. There's no question right here.
And they are. But what do you run? This Pittsburgh defense has been swarming all day.
Well, Priest Holmes has been getting a lot of yards, and usually the Chiefs would be going to their big fullback, Tony Richardson. He's out this week. They miss him tremendously in his versatility. But they haven't stopped Priest Holmes yet. I'd go right up the gut with Priest.
Here's Holmes. Has the first down and some. Holmes breaking to the end zone. Touchdown, KC.
Go with what's successful. Priest Holmes all day, the lone bright spot on this offense. And you see, and now there's a big hole right there. And I think the Steelers thought he was going to come a little bit more inside. A little off tackle, big hole.
Extra point is good. Priest Holmes, 15 carries, 105 yards, and the touchdown. His 9th 100-yard rushing game. And with 13:02 to go in the fourth, it's 20-9, Pittsburgh.
We've got this e-business thing nailed. We know exactly what our customers want. And we streamlined our supply chain so we could get it to them fast.
We're in Belgium.
Our overseas operation.
How do you do it?
Follow me. Now don't freak out. Please, no pictures. You can do anything with the Black Rocket, the e-business network platform from Genuity.
Never once did your car ask you for jewelry or flowers. Never once did it ask you if it looked fat, or did it get mad at you for leaving the seat up. Your car always gives you exactly what you want. Doesn't it deserve something special in return?
Hey, how you guys doing?
This is Tony Gonzalez, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. He supports the United Way by preparing meals at a local community center. Tony has good hands. The kitchen staff knows this.
Tony!
Heads up.
T-Bone.
Sorry. Tony Gonzalez. On the football field, he has good hands.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nextel. How business gets done. Burger King, home of the Whopper. And by Original Coors. Nothing beats an original.
Arrowhead Stadium, the Chiefs finally giving these fans something to cheer about. Priest Holmes racing into the end zone for a touchdown. And it is a 20-9 game. Here's Edwards, a yard deep. And Edwards chopped down at the 10. Gary Stills. Tonight on CBS, they were TV's original survivors, but behind the scenes, Gilligan's Island was no paradise. Don't miss the world premiere movie, Surviving Gilligan's Island, tonight on CBS. There's life back in Kansas City.
And we criticized the Steelers early for the second half, you know, going into their 2-minute drill. But how about the Chiefs not going for 2 and being within 10 points?
First down and 10 from the 10. Bettis. Huge hole. Out of bounds at the 25 and a flag.
And I think they're going to call Plexico Burress for holding, and I was watching him the whole way. Didn't look like he was holding to me. And it's just so rare, unless it's very, very obvious, you call a wide receiver for holding. They called Hines Ward earlier today.
Holding, number 80 offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
Well, that's just very rare that you get it called. Here he is downfield. And it's tough to tell. Jerome Bettis is in the shot. Well, you know what? The referee knew better than me that time. You can't get your hands outside. You see his right arm on his back, grabbing jersey. He's got to know that. At that point, you got to let the defensive player go. The bus has already gained 12 yards.
Bettis. Still running, goes forward, gets close to the 15. Let's go to New York and Jim Nance.
Well, Gus, Amon Green finds the end zone for Green Bay, completing an 80-yard drive. 80, 74, and 59-yard scoring drives today for the Packers. Baltimore had not allowed a touchdown drive before today, over 33 yards. Packers doing it to it. Let's go back to you.
All right, Jim. Here in Kansas City, Pittsburgh faced with a 2nd and 8 at their own 13. Stewart under pressure, steps up, wants to run. And Stewart gets the first down up to the 24-yard line. Lou Bush tripping him up after a gain of 10.
And that might be the play of this whole game. The Kansas City Chiefs brought the blitz, a lot of pressure outside on Cordell Stewart. You see him realize it, step up, tuck the ball, and get some blocks downfield. Look at him dive forward for the first down.
He's put up some great numbers today, and all he cares about is winning. He doesn't care about big numbers. Passed for 143 yards. 192 total.
He just seems much more mature this year. We spent a lot of time with him yesterday. He just seems like he's really got his arms around what he needs to do to be successful.
Very relaxed. 1st and 10. Here's Bettis again. And Bettis just carrying people with him. This time, John Browning going for a ride. Week 5 in the National Football League. Green Bay up big.
I guess they're for real.
Yes, they are. Losing last week to Tampa Bay. And Cincinnati has extended their lead 19-7.
Cleveland looking ahead to next week to Baltimore for first place. Have a little letdown game.
Patriots looking for their 2nd win of the season at home against Doug Flutie in his return to New England. 2nd and 4 from the 29. Bettis over the right side. Jerome Bettis up to the 35 before being stopped by Marcus Patton. And the yards piling up for Bettis. 16 carries, make that 17 carries, 105. So in the last 6 meetings against Kansas City, Bettis has rushed for 100 or more yards 5 times.
And this game today has been won with the Pittsburgh Steelers line of scrimmage. And the game's not over yet, but that's where they have dominated, and they have won the battle thus far on the line here. And you got to give credit to this offensive line. Of course, we think the bus is great, but these guys are just wearing down the defensive front for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Gandy, Faneca, Hardings, Tilsky, Smith. The guys up front for Pittsburgh. A reverse. Edwards. And Edwards spins over the 35 up to the 37. A 2-yard pickup.
They'll take 2 yards after staring at -5 right there for a second.
Kansas City needs to get the ball back. Still a lot of time remaining, 20-9.
But without going for that 2-point conversion, they can't settle for a touchdown and a field goal. They've got to get 2 touchdowns.
Well, they can get a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
There you go. You're adding quicker than me.
2nd and 8 from the 37. Stewart underneath, dropped. Plexico Burris, the only mistake he's made today. That one, a catchable ball.
And this is as accurate as I've seen Cordell Stewart.
He is really thrown the ball well.
He is, and there's confidence, and he's standing. It seems like he's standing taller in the pocket. And maybe that offensive line has given him confidence, but he's had time to throw, and it just feels like he's got more confidence than we've seen him.
And the Chiefs have called a timeout. 8:43 to go here in the 4th. 20-9, Pittsburgh.
My dad was really good with his hands. Could have been a surgeon if he wanted to. He could hear a car driving by and tell you whether it needed a tune-up or if the brakes were starting to go. Doctors and lawyers would stop at his garage asking for professional advice. And after school, he'd let me watch him work his magic on cars. More than anyone, he taught me how to earn my customers' trust. Like Dad, I'm proud to be a professional auto technician and proud of the work we do.
CarQuest, the professional choice. Play Cash is King at Burger King for a chance to become a millionaire.
First class, baby. I'm paid. I'm gonna get one of these, only bigger. We should do this every day. You gonna let me park it? I think it's stuck in neutral. I'm the king of the world! Uh-oh.
Play Cash is King at Burger King. Deal for a chance at great prizes, from tasty food like a Whopper or crust sandwich to a cool $1 million. With a 1 in 3 chance to win, the odds are on your side.
My man.
I made my money off investments.
I made mine off a cup.
On December 6, 1992, Barry Sanders fumbled the football. He was determined never to let that happen again, but it did happen again. 3 years and 803 carries later.
Hey, nothing beats an original. Original Coors. Brewed with Rocky Mountain water.
Where's Coors? Hold on tight.
If you thought the new Survivor wasn't wilder, tougher,
Water is everything, but without it, you are done like that.
and more treacherous than anything you've ever seen before,
Trust me on this, all right?
imagine having to pass this test
Drinking pure blood.
to stay in the game. All new Survivor Africa, CBS Thursday.
Huge play for the Kansas City defense. 3rd down and 8 for Pittsburgh at their own 37. What do you run?
Bobby Shaw or the quarterback draw?
Stewart, incomplete, but this a penalty flag called, and I believe somebody on the left side of the Kansas City defensive line jumped offside. It'll be at the top of your screen.
Offside, 99 defense, 95 defense, 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
Derek Ransom is 95.
And you just can't jump off sides at home. That's just so important. You don't have the crowd noise. Jeez, that is just a huge mistake. 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 3. Now you can run the bus off tackle. Now you can have Amos Zaraway get the quick pitch. 2.5, 3 yards. And there you see 95 jumping off sides here, left side of the screen. Actually, it's 55. That Gary Stills rushing from the outside linebacker position with his hand down.
3rd down and 3. They need to go to the 45. The pitch to Zaraway. Looking. 1st down. But a flag. A flag on the play. A gain of 7. It came from a back judge.
And that looks like a hold again. And I wonder if they're going to call Plexico Burris.
Yes, they are going to call it on Burris.
He looks pretty frustrated.
Holding. Number 80 offense. 10 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
2 holding penalties against Burris.
And I'm sure that he's going to hear about that this week.
How do you block a defensive back as a wide receiver?
You got to keep your hands inside the frame. Once you get outside the framework, you get on the shoulder pads or on the back, they're going to call holding every time. And they're clearly watching. That's been called 3 times today versus the Steelers wide receivers.
3rd down and 7 from the 38. They need to go to the 45.
Maybe the draw's coming right now, quarterback draw.
Or Bobby Shaw. Stewart. Edwards, no way. All the way back to the 25. Jerome Woods leading the defense. And Kansas City will get it back once again.
And penalties have changed the momentum at this point. And that's the second big holding call versus Plexico Burris. Wiping out a couple of big 1st downs. And right here, the Steelers are just going with a quick screen to Troy Edwards, try to get him involved, but the Chiefs defensive backs read it right now.
Josh Miller at the 21. Wobbly kick. Out of bounds, rather inbounds, stays in bounds, and is down at the 26. And an injured player on the field. It's Gary Stills. Dick Vermeil, an emotional response. 20-9, Pittsburgh.
Get down in the dirt. Get down on the dunes. Get down on the trail. Get your monthly payments way down. As low as $69 a month and no down payment with a Honda card. Or get low 6.9% financing and no down payment on any new Honda ATV. Get down-to-earth deals now at your Honda dealer.
Tomorrow's the big event. Are we there?
The work is there,
Excellent.
but it's not here.
Not here?
Not here. We have a glitch.
A glitch?
A glitch. New York's files are garbled. The servers in London are down, and everything from Asia has just plain vanished.
Vanished?
Vanished. You know, a glitch.
So no pitch. Well, what do we do tomorrow?
Discuss our global capabilities.
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
Monday, a fender bender between friends. Who's gonna foot the bill?
Sweet mama.
The King of Queens. Then what do you do when your child is a bully?
I don't know what to think.
Welcome to parenting. My name is Kim. I'll be your wife.
Yes, dear. Next, when Ray loses his wedding ring, the ladies take notice, especially his wife.
What are you doing?
Helping you unpack.
Everybody loves Raymond, and Becker's buddy gets hitched to a woman he just met.
Love's not only blind, it's deaf and dumb.
All new comedy, CBS Monday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. And by IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level.
Welcome back. Gary Stills remains on the field. He grabbed his groin area. After the play. Stills, 3rd year out of West Virginia. Gary in a lot of pain. He is a special teams ace for this Kansas City squad.
We've got 7.5 minutes left. They've still got time, just they can't burn too much clock here because they're going to have to get another possession. And they haven't necessarily stopped the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense has stopped itself with some crucial penalties.
So Stills, a good sign, walking off on his own.
Fourth quarter score, New York Giants 14, St. Louis Rams 9.
And he gets to the sideline. So Kansas City now with the ball, trailing 20-9. First down and 10 at their own 27. They had success on their last possession running Priest Holmes, but I don't know if they have enough time right now.
I got him, I got him, I got him, I got him.
Michael Ricks in motion. Here's Green. Underneath, incomplete. Snoop Minnis dropping it. Let's go to Jim Nantz standing by in New York.
All right, thank you, Gus. After a Doug Flutie touchdown pass for the lead, Lee Johnson mishandles this, and right out of the Garrow Yepremian School of Desperation passing, Derek Harris picks it up to put the Chargers up now by 10. 8:39 to go at Foxborough. Let's go back to you.
So something special happening in San Diego. Doug Flutie and those Chargers losing last week at Cleveland, but winning on the road right now in New England. 2nd and 10 from the 27. Green over the middle, caught by Alexander. Alexander cuts it in, gets close to the first down. Jason Gilden with the tackle.
And there's a guy whose name we haven't called very much, Derek Alexander, today. And you know how much I like him as a wide receiver, but he's been banged up this year, and we talked about it earlier with an Achilles, and his back been bothering him. When he's at full speed, he can be very dangerous.
Had an awesome year last season. Alexander, 78 catches for close to 1,400 yards. That was his first catch of the day. 1st and 10 from the 37. Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes still running and gets out of bounds at the 41. A gain of 21 yards. And he is having a tremendous game today against the Steelers.
And you're going to see him go back to this left side, just like on the touchdown run. See the kick-out block from the tight end. Bang, coming right back down to it. Priest Holmes having a lot of room to run before he's even touched.
126 yards rushing for Holmes on 16 carries.
So that makes his 3rd time in a row he's gone over 100 versus Steelers.
Yes, 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 40. Holmes once again cuts it back. Priest Holmes. Joey Porter with the tackle, along with Kendrell Bell. A gain of 7. Now Thursday on CBS, if you thought the new Survivor, Africa, wasn't wilder and more treacherous than anything you've ever seen before, wait till you see what happens next. An all-new Survivor Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS. 2nd and 3 from the 33. Trent Green knocked away. Dangerous pass. Looking for Alexander, and he locked on his receiver, Myron Bell, the former Bengal, almost with the tackle, with the interception rather.
You see great anticipation on this Pittsburgh Steelers secondary today. Just got a great read on where Trent Green is looking. Myron Bell almost coming up with the big play.
3rd down 3 from the 33. They need to go to the 30. Empty backfield. Green looking. Fires. Beautiful catch by Michael Ricks. And Michael Ricks has found a home here in Kansas City. Gains 7 and picks up a 1st down.
His 2nd big catch of the day. Also blocked that punt earlier on. Number 85, you see him come across in the crossing route, cut off the linebacker. Nice job using his body. Extends, catches the ball, brings it in. And he's the other bright spot of this offense today.
1st and 10 from the 26. Holmes cutting down inside the 20. Bell again on the tackle. Remember, Kansas City will take either a field goal or a touchdown.
Well, it's going to be about time, too, and the Chiefs only have one timeout left. They've got to start hustling up. How about a hurry-up offense? You don't have time to huddle up. They've burned 2 timeouts here in the second half. They've only got 1 left. Every second is precious at this point.
2nd and 2 at the 18. Holmes again, following his blocks. Cuts it inside, still running down to the 11. Brent Alexander after a gain of 7.
Well, I think Priest Holmes has proved today that he's the go-to back for this Chiefs team. And he's got to be utilized, and he's got to get 20-plus carries per game because he's just too explosive. He's making too many things happen for this Kansas City offense, especially with the young wide receivers, Gus.
He was discovered by Dick Vermeil when he was a broadcaster, and Holmes was playing at the University of Texas. Now Mike Cloud. He goes forward, gets inside the 10.
You know, I don't mind Priest Holmes a couple times, but they've got to throw the ball. 3.5 minutes left, only 1 timeout. You just can't bank on an onside kick. They've got to score quickly here and get that ball back.
2nd down and 7 at the Pittsburgh 9-yard line. 10th play of the drive that started at the Kansas City 27. Green rolls out of the pocket, looking, nowhere to go, reverses, still looking, he's going to run it, he smells the end zone, dives forward, down at the 1. And that makes it 1st down and goal.
And that's a gutsy effort by Trent Green. But you know what? That clock is still running. The Chiefs are wandering around going, all right, 1st down. We're losing 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds. Why aren't they on the ball? Get on the ball. They just wasted 20 seconds.
And now Pittsburgh calls a timeout with 2:43 to go.
You know, Gus, it's easy to sit up here and be an armchair quarterback. We've done it for both teams, and that's part of the excitement in our job. But these are things that you got to be aware of in clock management. And we've seen it on both sides of the ball today.
So what are they supposed to do, though? Are plays being called in the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage, or are plays being called, 2 or 3 plays being called in the huddle? What are you talking about?
Well, call 2 or 3 plays in the huddle or get up on the line. They've got quarterback communication in his helmet. I mean, Trent Green knows what to run at the 1-yard line or hustle it up. There's no sense of urgency in the offense. They're acting like it's still the 3rd quarter.
First down and goal at the 1. Williams and Holmes in the backfield. Gonzalez in motion. Holmes on the top. Touchdown! Second touchdown of the day for Priest Holmes.
And I think there's going to be a great collision between Priest Holmes and Earl Holmes. Watch this. Bang! And he's stuck on the top of the pile right there. The ball's got to cross. And there it goes. And you know what? Priest Holmes is laying on bodies. He is not down right there. Gets the ball over.
Now they have to go to 2.
Got to go to 2. Got to go to 2.
Holmes in the backfield once again. Green directing traffic. Alexander lines up at the top of your screen. Here's Green. In the end zone, got it! Gonzalez! And with 2:39 to go, we've got ourselves a ball game. 20-17, Pittsburgh. Kansas City fighting their way back into this one.
That was an outstanding drive by the Kansas City Chiefs. And look at the effort by Priest Holmes going up and over the top. Little Holmes and Holmes collision, still on bodies, reaches that ball over, and there's the touchdown right there. 2-point conversion. Watch Tony Gonzalez. Never gives up, gets lost in the back of the end zone. I don't know how you let Tony Gonzalez get lost.
And Trent Green loves it. His wife Julie and son TJ in the stands. Green, a St. Louis native who played at Indiana. He's had 4 knee surgeries in 2 years, just looking for success.
And Gus, realistically, the Chiefs are going to have to go 3 and out with the defense right here. They've only got 1 timeout. Wasted a couple of timeouts earlier in the half, and they needed every second. The one thing about that drive, as good as it was, there was no sense of urgency. They lost 40, 50, 60 seconds just sauntering up the ball, spending too much time in the huddle. They're going to get the 2-minute warning, and they're going to have 1 timeout.
Ball falls off the tee. Todd Peterson kicks away. Peterson kicks it deep, and it's a good one. Into the end zone. And it will be a touchback. Poteet unable to handle it. So the Steelers have it at the 20. Tonight on 60 Minutes, what kind of men will it take to get our hands on Osama bin Laden? Men just like the ones you'll meet on 60 Minutes, followed by Oscar winner Richard Dreyfuss in the new series, The Education of Max Bickford. Then find out what went on when the cameras were off in the world premiere movie, Surviving Gilligan's Island, tonight on CBS. Timeouts remaining in this game. Pittsburgh with 2, Kansas City with 1.
It's
1st and 10.
Bus or Cordell. No one else right here, Gus.
Here's the bus. Nothing there.
And they're going to use the timeout right there, Gus.
2:25 to go.
So after this next play, it'll run down to the 2-minute if the Steelers don't throw an incomplete pass or go out of bounds.
Now, if you're the Steelers, do you throw it?
No. You want the pressure on the Chiefs. You got to burn as much time as you can. Now, here's a spot where the Chiefs are expecting the bus. We saw the Steelers run that option play earlier on where they faked off one side and pitched it to the bus. That was a pretty nice looking play, a pitch it away. Also, we haven't seen Cordell Stewart with the naked bootleg here since the first quarter. Maybe get him out of the pocket and run the ball.
Mike Mularkey, big decisions to make with 2:25 to go. Don't forget, coming up next, game 2 of our doubleheader. Either Miami and the Jets or Denver, Seattle. Pettis again. And Pettis dragged down by Ransom after a gain of 4, and that should take us to the 2-minute warning. And it will bring up a big 3rd down and 4. So we're at the 2-minute warning. Pittsburgh trying to hold on top 20-17.
Going a full 12 rounds is all about stamina. That's why I like High Endurance from Old Spice. No deodorant protects better. And it lasts longer because it evaporates more slowly. High Endurance lasts longer than I do. But I'm working on that.
Come on! Can you wait a minute?
Talk to LiftMaster and get the world's #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Call LiftMaster now.
Johnson, I'd like to see some ideas on saving the company money. I'll be back first thing in the morning.
Think. That's the dumbest thing.
Well, Johnson, Staples. That'll save us a lot of money. You are a genius.
Get extra savings for your business all this month at Staples.
I'd been waiting for a day like this. A day when an all-in-one wireless plan would make things simple for people. The Sprint PCS Total Digital Connections plan is here. It brings all the best features together: clear calls, nationwide long distance, voice command, and wireless web. Thanks, boy. And now it's my job to tell the world.
Total Digital Connections plan, only from Sprint PCS.
No other drama takes you inside the CIA like The Agency. He's targeting the city.
There was a report of an infectious agent alert.
Anthrax.
Somebody with a Dixie cup and a plan could kill thousands. I've informed the White House.
How they work and what they do is more intense than you ever imagined.
I've got the target.
The Agency, all new after CSI, CBS Thursday.
They're on their feet here in Kansas City. Biggest play of the game. 3rd down and 4 for the Steelers at their own 26. A first down could ice it. Here's the pitch. Zaraway looking. First down. And that should be your ball game.
Game over is right. They ran the toss to Zaraway. He was supposed to go outside, Gus. He saw the hole back inside. He knew he could get 3 yards. Watch him see the hole. He's out here. Bang, there it is. Get up inside. Nice job, Amos Zaraway. And we talked about his maturity. We also talked about clock management for the Chiefs. They did not get on the ball. They were huddling up too long. They were walking around. They used their timeouts, and it's come back to haunt them here at the end of the second half.
Dick Vermeil watching. Frustrating sequence. Cordell Stewart will take a knee. And the Chiefs can do nothing but watch. Or elect not to watch.
And a huge win for the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. And they did things efficiently all day. Made the right calls, did the right things, played the game smart.
Don't forget, game 2 of our doubleheader still ahead. Some of you will see Miami at the Jets, others Denver at Seattle. So the Pittsburgh Steelers will improve to 3-1 on the season. And Kansas City will remain winless at home. Their only win coming against the lowly Washington Redskins. And that is it. Bill Cowher trots across the field to shake the hand of the man that cut him when he came out of North Carolina State with the Philadelphia Eagles. Dick Vermeil. And Trent Green. Cordell Stewart, very nice game, both running and passing. Jerome Bettis, another 100-yard effort. And the Steelers win it 20-17. Today's game was produced by Bob Monsbach, directed by Steve Milton, the associate director, Sean Robbins, and the broadcast associate, the Duke, Joel Dukart. Our spotter, Russ DeLynn, our stat man, Russ DeLynn, and our spotter, Ben Calhoun. The executive producers of the National Football League on CBS, Sean McManus and Terry Ewert. So for Brett Jones, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from Kansas City, where the final score is 20-17, Pittsburgh on top of Kansas City. Coming up next, game 2 of our doubleheader. It's the Dolphins against the Jets, or the Broncos versus the Seahawks. We'll join Jim Nantz and the NFL Today right after this. You've been watching the National Football League on CBS.